Hey, welcome everybody. I'm Dustin. That's Tyler, and we've got somebody down there named Mr. Brett Bean. He's dancing. I mean, this is his victory lap. This is his
Uh,
victory lap, and we apologized already for having him come our show to do the victory lap, but we couldn't be
oh,
more prouder of
don't,
him. We couldn't be more
don't
prouder of him.
you? No, I'm
Seriously,
happy to be here, guys.
from our
Thank you.
first guest to now, yeah. So it's crazy, yeah.
Brett, what's really odd is, like Tyler just said, you were our first guest back in November of 2024, and we had no
Mhm.
idea what we were doing. We were just asking questions random. We were trying to have fun, and a year and a half later, we still have no idea what we're doing, but we're still going to have fun.
Neither do I. None of us have figured anything out in the last year plus. So,
We're trying. We're
Perfect. We're on
trying.
the same
yay,
page. Yeah.
yay us.
Your
Yes.
trajectory is shot up a little bit higher than ours, but we couldn't be prouder for you. Couldn't have happened to a
You're
better
next.
person.
This is, what do they call it? This is going to be the Colbert bump.
We
It's
got.
going to be
Mm,
what was it?
so true. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Made me do it, Brett. I wasn't going to do this joke, but I said the NFL got Bad Bunny to up their ratings. We got Bad Beanie to up our ratings. So you made me do
Oh,
it. I've been sitting on
oh,
that one all day. I
oh,
can mark that one off my.
oh.
There we go. I'm sorry.
Oh
I'll
man.
see myself out.
We lost 20 viewers just.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, not me. So
All right. No, no. We appreciate you coming. Every time you come on the show, we get bumping subscribers, and we're at 20 viewers now, and they're pouring in, and they're just wanting to hear what you have to say. So, how's it feel to just have this success that has come over the last week that I would say came out of nowhere, but we all expected it to happen?
Oh, it. I don't agree with you. I think it came out of nowhere. I thought I would have.
Modest.
Well, I thought it would be successful enough that I could
mhm.
continue it and then grow it over time. Is kind of what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
You kind of set yourself up for the marathon, right? You're like, okay, this is because everybody tells you that. Every single person, I am fortunate to be friends with Jason Howard and Ryan Otley, Stegman, all these guys, and you ask advice and you ask him and you go like, so what's it like? And it's like, it's a marathon. You start slow and then you build from there. You find the real fans, you find the fan base, and then you try to fan out from there. And so I thought that I had enough goodwill and enough people following that I'm like, okay, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was. I don't think anybody understands what has actually happened in the last week, myself included. I talked
Yeah.
to Eric from Image Comics. Nobody really understands. Um, I have theories, but we'll see if they work out. Um, but I really like the fact that a lot of these people who um, kind of have their pulse on everything. I come out of left field and kind of just like I'm like the Etch a Sketch. I just came over there and just went and as a person who likes a little bit of chaos and I'm like anti establishment, all that kind of stuff, it kind of feeds my happy spot that they're
Yeah.
all running around literally like chickens with their head cut off. And
Just
I just
say,
go,
yeah.
yeah, I'm glad. I'm kind of glad that you didn't, like, you are like mad at the screen of
Yeah.
how come I didn't see this coming? How come I don't understand it? What's going on? I was like, that defines my entire career. So that kind of fits.
That's
So
awesome. Yeah.
yeah, it's been really weird. Like at Hawaii, when it sold out before it had even come out, I was still like uploading files and stuff on the plane and getting
Wow.
everything done. So I do need a vacation from my vacation. And then it was all my art friends from school. We ended up all getting each other jobs when we were in the industry making video games, and so they all came to my 50th with me. And I love them
Oh
all
wow.
dearly. They've been with me for a very long time, and they celebrated that day. And then I really had to confess, is like, guys, this is more than I've possibly imagined. And that was all before second print. That was all before everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the numbers started coming up of FOC, and I was just like, guys, I don't think I'm really prepared for this. So I'm glad that I'm very grounded with the people that have been around me for a very long time, and with the
Yeah.
family and the kids. Buddies text you and they say like, oh, you're famous, and I'm like, well, that's BS. And like, I'm still making a peanut butter sandwich for a 6-year-old stepping on a Lego, and I still have to
Yep.
poop. So I don't know
That's
Doesn't
the
how
feel
that's
different.
how
Yeah.
that's the
different things
tagline we're
feel
keeping
to
for the
me.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's,
but
I
that's
love
what it
that.
is. I mean, it really is. It's like, well, I'm the same guy. I wake up and I still do the same thing, and I'm trying to make a book that makes my wife laugh and makes me giggle. It's like there's no different. It's just I have a lot more awesome people that want to go along for the ride. And I'm very grateful for, it's not just me who is entertained by these
Yeah.
characters, So anyway, that's
Yeah.
the
Well,
long story short.
no,
That
I
was a
mean,
very
it's,
long story.
yeah.
No, that's
No,
good.
and we love to hear it. I mean, and it's honestly, like you said, it makes so much sense because again, the suddenness isn't coming from you. The suddenness is coming from everyone else pointing towards you. So it's not that, like you said, you're any different or anything's changed specifically with you. It's just suddenly there's more of a spotlight. There's more people looking at you. So, like you said, that famous, it's like a weird thing where, like you said, it's not that it feels different. It's just, I'm sure we're, not speaking from experience, but just more so from, like you said, it's like, well, I still wake up and I'm doing the same routine. It's not like I woke up and it's like I woke up at 4 a.m. and dunked my head in a bucket of ice and then ran for 4 miles. I'm like
Exactly.
Yeah.
living some different life. So
Yeah, it's really weird. And because it's not in real life, so far it's just been internet stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't walk around any different. People say like, "Oh, do you walk around and people recognize you?" And I laugh because I go, "Guys, this is a big freaking world. Your little bubble of comics being everything is so myopic compared to real life out there."
Yeah.
It's like I don't put on my Saturday Night Fever suit and start walking around. It's like I just look like an idiot walking down my town.
No.
Why is Mr. Bean like walking like he owns the place? And I'm like,
Mr.
because he
Bean.
doesn't.
Mr.
So
You go to your local restaurant, you're like, table for Mr. Bean. It's like, okay, well, it's gonna be a 45-minute wait. It's like, oh, I guess that's fine.
yeah, it's like, yeah, that tracks. Yeah, 45 minutes. Okay, I'll be back. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. It's all perception. And it's all silly. And but I appreciate that I've got so many friends and so many people on my side. It's both professionals and just like fans. It's really weird to say the word fans. So peers and
it's okay. We're fans.
audience.
We're fans. Yeah,
Audience.
we're fans. So
An audience feels better to me. Fans feels you know what I mean? Audience. That I have an audience and I have all these other peers to appreciate. So it's awesome.
Well, Brett, what was really cool back whenever you first said you were going to launch this, and I think I contacted you and was like, we got to have you on to help promote this book, because I thought, I was like, we'll do, me and Tyler, our little audience that we have, it's like we'll do what we can to help
audience
you.
members and
And then when I saw how big this book was coming, and I saw all these other artists that are just commenting about how great it is, and I'm like, I've got to do a cover because I believe in this book, and I'm like, well, I want this book to be good because we believe in Brett, we like Brett. And then, man, whenever I got to read it last week, and I was like, "Oh, thank God, it's good. It's a good book." I was like, I don't have to come on here and try
hype
to.
is real.
Oh my God, that's my everyday. I'm like, oh, please. If I'm gonna fall flat on my face, why do I have to do it with this many people? Like, let issue 2 just. Oh God, that's the biggest thing, right? Because you're climbing.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's the biggest fall. Like, and I told Stegman that today, and I was like going, it's like the brighter the star, the bigger the burnout. And it's like, I can't wait for issue 2 to tank and I can start doing a lot of heroin with the only money that I had. So it's going to be great. So.
You'll still be welcome on our show. Anytime, so.
You got that going for you. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We're buds for life.
Right.
But it's so cool. And you hear the one thing that surprised me is, like, every time I open up one of the comic book groups I'm in, you see the Dork issue 1 cover, and you see 100 comments in there, and 75% of them are good. 25% of them are people that are mad because they missed out on it and are saying things they shouldn't. So how do you try to filter that? How do you try to filter that out and focus on the 75% that's good?
You know what? This has been a hard lesson this week, because I'm used to always being online and sort of answering questions and trying to help out as best I can with people with questions, concerns. They want to be a better artist. I try to help out as best as I can. And it's really hard to triage and take myself away a little bit, because I feel bad, because I feel like I'm not in a position to be able to have that time anymore and help out. But the trolls, what I've learned is it's never about me. It's really something, there's a hollowness to how angry they are. And I have done nothing to them. I've done nothing, have never. It's just like bullies. And so I actually try to, like, one guy said something today on Facebook, and he was really mad. and he had an avatar of the MC Escher, you know, with the ball, and it's like reflecting on him. And
Yep.
the only thing I commented on was, hey, that's a really cool avatar. Did you know that that was the first image in high school? We were asked to draw something in high school and we could choose
Wow.
anything. That was the image I had, was that MC
Yeah.
Escher, and I tried to redo it, and where you have to turn it upside down and redraw it.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I say. And so with the trolls and the bullies, it doesn't really, it's not about me. And so I
Yeah.
try to actually just make a compliment, or at least not add to the negative, because I think that they either can turn around or they can see it and think for a moment that there are
Yep.
Yeah.
people behind each one of these comments. And that's the big thing, is like when I taught at Noman and I taught at schools, that's the first thing I tell students is like, only put things on the internet that you'd be willing to say to somebody's face,
Yeah.
and you'll be fine the rest of your life on social media if you remember that there is somebody behind all of those things.
Yeah.
And so I try to remember that. If it comes to me, I try to remember it back the other way. It's because it's really not about me. So
It's a good
you
message.
just try
Yeah.
to, yeah, you try to do the best you can. You try to accept it. There's two people yelling back and forth on Ryan Otley's cover, and they're going back and forth and like woke and blah 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 blah. And all I
Mm.
put is like, this feels really meta, because I do feel like dork. I am literally, it's literally the book
Yeah.
happening
The message. Yeah.
Yeah.
in between these two people fighting in these two
Ooh.
extremes, and you're like, yeah, that's, thank you for being so meta. Thank you for proving that this is actually still real in
Yeah.
small ways, in big ways, right? Because even like in high school, I was doing the same thing. You're battling these two different groups, and you're like, how do I don't really want to be a part of either of them, but I have to navigate in them, you know. So it's interesting, but I try to just treat it like these are all people, and most of them just need a freaking hug. Most people
Yeah.
just need a hug.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
To be seen. I mean, and I think that's a great point, like you said, to comment with like to fight it with positivity, fight it quote, but to give something that throws them off and like you said, makes them think for a second, and it's like, oh, well, thanks. I expect it's like like you said, they're wanting that initiative, but you're giving it in that positive way rather than the negative. So then it's hopefully causes a pause or gives brief moment of reflection.
So now people
Well,
are thinking that's an invitation to give Brett a hug at conventions, because I've seen people. It's popping up in the comments, Brett. Be careful. What you?
Oh
well,
no.
well, I'm happy, so I don't really need the hug. But,
Yeah, he's okay. He's good,
it's
folks.
the people, but it can be a mental. It's a mental hug.
That's
You
right.
always treat somebody who's mad, or they say something really mean. You usually ask them the same thing back as a question and say, "Did you mean to really say da 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 da?" And you give them a second to really think about the things that come out of their mouth. And most people will think about it for a second and sort of wiggle back out if you give them the opportunity. Some people you can't fix, right? We're not
Yeah.
talking about,
Yeah.
somebody who really, you know what I mean? There's a whole line that you have to have. But a lot of people are just not that into it, especially in the comic book
Yeah.
world. We also have to admit that there's a lot of people who just live in their basement, who don't, and not in a negative way of living in a basement, in that dark
Yeah.
place of life, living in the basement, the metaphor of living in a basement, where they have
I was
not
gonna say rather than
gone
the physical,
outside.
yeah.
Yeah, not the physical
Yeah.
one, but it's that mental basement inside of themselves, and it's very hard for them to communicate effectively outside of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is there. Yeah. So I try to handle it with as much as I can.
No, and like you said, I'm sure there's more of an influx, like you said, when you're brought into more of the light for some reason. It's like it brings it upon itself, and like you said, it's not because of you. It's just that the situation and like you said, people will kind of find a reason to put up a fuss or whatever and stuff. So yeah, I imagine it's harder, like you said, especially if you're more so used to interacting with people because you like being positive and helping people or giving a comment here and there and stuff. So I'm sure frustrating too to navigate that more now. So to be able to try and still do that, but then without getting lost, in the tumultuous waves, if you will, of social media.
Yeah. So I minored in psychology in college, So I think that I use a lot of that understanding, to the point where I've had people who I've worked with, and I've had people who have done me wrong,
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
and they come back and they sort of like really like, I'm really sorry, da, 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 and I try to tell them, is like, it's okay. I'm a man with childlike wonder, not a man child without any ability to handle emotions. So
Yeah.
you just keep yourself in check. I mean, it's just like, oh no, as long as you know who you are, and you can kind of, because I work out, I walk, and I do stuff, and that's where I kind of untangle things,
Yeah.
right? So I try not to lash out. I try not to do any of that stuff, and I just sort of untangle it and go, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. So I try to breathe first before I comment. And it's not as frustrating as it used to be. I used to be much more reactionary, but then real stuff happens. Your wife goes
Yeah.
through breast cancer, and you
Yes.
have kids that go through a lot of hard times and stuff, and then you see how many people break from the pandemic, and you just go, no, there's a lot more real things. Some guy who doesn't like me because I have a successful book.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
that's when you rely on guys like Seth to come in and just blast him. You call your henchmen in to do that.
The watchdog. Yeah.
Keep your
That's
hands clean.
cool.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
oh gosh,
I don't know. Yeah.
Skiff has entered
We
the
knew this was
building.
coming. Yeah.
Yeah,
Skeff. Yeah.
Jerry's here, another regular timer. Skiff had 2 comments saying he had arrived, so we know he's here twice. So, but
Jeff
then
is always, I always think he's always around a little bit.
omnipresent, I think, is the proper term for Skiff. Well, let's move you in the middle. Let's not have you on the bottom.
He gets alerts for sure. Like he's got something, an implant or something that gives him notifications. So
Yeah, Carl, I just wanted to compliment Brett on your talk there. He said he's got to start taking excellent life quote notes. Well said. So everything you were saying was really good.
Well,
And it
this
makes-
is just it, man. When I got to Hollywood, I know so many people who were bitter husks of who they were, and when I got here in LA, because LA changes you, and I had a mantra on my desk, and it says, "Prove to them that nice guys don't finish last."
Oh, that's
It's
good.
like always remember who you are, and that's a big part of it, and it's important, and so I've tried to just remember all that stuff. It's like, yeah. That's how I lead my life. So.
Like it makes sense now. Like, why I'm so drawn to your, like, I love reading your Substack post because it's always so, it's just different. It's more in depth, and it has a lot of that, like you said, psychological thought process of like, it's almost like you said, it's, I can see you untangling everything in a sense by like putting it out on paper and writing it and stuff. So it's nice to read that, and it feels so, like I said, personal, and like reading it, that it's just nice and refreshing because it's like you said, you're a person. Everyone online is a person. And it's easy to disconnect that, for anybody to be like, oh, well, they're an artist, like everything's going great. And it's like, nothing's ever, steady or perfect or, whatever have you, this picture we like to give, or only the things we see, because that's only what's posted. So it's nice to see posts like that. So,
Well, you never know when it actually helps somebody at the right time in the darkest time.
yeah.
And so you try to at least be honest. Also, authenticity, I learned a long time ago, is if you're honest with yourself and other people you meet, you don't have to worry about your other persona, or like being that other person, and like, oh no, I all of a sudden you drop it, and it's like, oh no, I'm supposed to be this other guy. And so it's all part of the big plan that I had, is just like, I have to be me, so it's not fakeable. I can't do it. I tried when I got to LA. It's like you put on the fancy suit and you pretend you're somebody else. You're like, oh, hey, let's go, and you're like, this tastes awful. I can't do this. This is never gonna happen. And so it's all part of it. And then it pleases me when somebody is affected in a positive way. You want to leave the world better than how you find it, right? That's it. And so it really drives a lot of the decisions, and I hope I can teach my kids that same guiding light of like, just make the world a better place than when you found it. So
absolutely. Chris Peden says who you're going to be on with in a few weeks that we're going to promote here in a little bit, but we need more people, real people like Brett in the world, and we agree 100%.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah.
All right, you may recognize this slide. This slide was from November of 2024, real bright
yeah.
blue. My
Look how
favorite
much
updated-
older
I
color.
I
updated
look
it-
already. Look how much older
Yeah,
I
I
am.
updated it a little bit, so
It's
I
got
was
the
like,
blue.
oh, remember me, the bean counter, so yeah.
Oh, for everybody that didn't watch the first episode, I recommend going back and watching it just to see how bad the lighting was and everything we had. But we had a game, a contest where you had to count the number of Mr. Beans down there in the corner.
Yeah.
And we forgot to count how many there were. We had no idea how many there were, and people.
I had counted,
Did you-
but
did you?
people instilled doubt into what the actual number was.
That's
So now
what it was.
I was second guessing myself and recounting to
Yeah, we
make
had to
sure I had
rewatch
it
it.
right. So yeah.
Yeah, Scaff said 67 beans. That could be correct. We can't. I can't remember now. But it was a fun game, good concept, and I didn't execute it as well as I should have. But Tyler,
The times have changed. Okay, we no longer are this blue striking, background and stuff. Skottie, I don't know what any of this stuff. This is the Brett talk with Tyler and Dustin. So this is Brett's show. This is Brett's night. That's what we're here for. We got our
Yeah.
fancy graphics and everything. So
Man.
yeah, we're gonna dive into it. So.
I'm surprised Scotty's not texting me right now.
it's coming.
We've only
son
done this
of
for
a-
you, okay?
I turned my notifications off. This is not good. And Brett, the lawsuit will come from both sides. Brett says, "Do not use my name."
Yeah, it's like actually, I don't want that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is right.
Yeah, you're swinging back in. I love this birthday zipline picture. That's awesome. I'm sure that was really fun to do. So
It was great. And then as soon as this picture ended, I got to the end of it with my son, and the guy unhooked. He was unhooking me because the whole time it was a girl on the other side, and this guy was doing like in the middle of it, and he's like, "Wow, it's really nice that you took your grandson ziplining," and I could not stop laughing.
Oh
It was
my God.
so perfect. The guy was like
Yeah.
19 years old. It was so perfect. And I was like,
wow.
Well,
no,
Scaff
that's my
says,
son.
he
I
said,
just
"This is
like,
peak
oh,
male
I'm so sorry.
form. This is peak male form." So Scaff is
That's-
complimenting
yeah.
that picture. So
Oh man,
don't feel bad,
nothing's
Brett.
more humbling than a 19-year-old who goes like, "Old people don't have kids, right?" It's awesome. It was so funny. It was
I
so
did that
funny.
with Dustin because I could have sworn I saw a
Yes,
Facebook
yes,
post saying he
yes.
had like grandkids, and I was
No.
like, "Your grandkids, right?" And he's like, "How old do you think I am?" And I was like, "Oh, I thought I saw a post."
I'm going to be 45 this year, but I grew my beard. I grew my beard out during COVID, and I went to a grocery store, and the guy with my son, and the guy's like, "Oh, it's nice that you bring your grandson in here during COVID." And I went home and shaved my beard that night because
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
But we got to embrace it. I mean, I'm gray, and
We
it's
get it
thinning,
at
so
both ends. I mean, we had
yeah.
Skeff on the show, and he thought I was probably some 17, 19-year-old. I was like, "No, I'm 33." I was like, "I'm middle-aged adult
Oh,
or whatever." I'm getting
Tyler,
older.
somebody thought you were young. Oh, I'm so
I know,
sorry,
I'm like-
Tyler.
I'm
Oh,
so
man.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
so
that-
sad.
Woe
Oh.
is me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna write. Yeah, I'm gonna write
I'm
a post
gonna
about
pour
this.
one out just for you.
Oh me.
Somebody ID'd me. It made me so mad. I couldn't get a beer. I was like, yep. So
Yeah, no sympathy from the chat. Everybody's
no
giving you a hard
sympathy,
time
no.
on that.
As they shouldn't. And again, why
No.
should anybody worry about being called young? It's like, oh, cool. I'm younger than you thought I was, or older than you thought I was. So that's no problem.
Absolutely. And I just want to make sure, because we've got quite a few people on here, the giveaway will be a wheel spin, and it will be coming up. We haven't revealed what the prize
Yes.
is. We're going to wait and reveal what the
Yes.
prize is until we get to that point. But it was the biggest submission of entries that we've had for any of our giveaways. There are 55 entries into it.
Yeah.
So and nobody even knows what the prize is. It could be,
No.
I mean, it could be a used tissue. We don't know what we're talking about here, but it's going to be something Brett related is all I will say.
Bean sweat in a bottle is pricey nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, bean bath bomb. Is that what it is? Or
Oh,
bean bath
yeah.
water.
It was like the one lady that put her contact lens up on eBay for $10,000 that had seen an Eras concert tour from Taylor Swift. And I thought, if we could do that, Brett, we could kind of start marketing and
I hadn't
stuff.
heard of that, so that's interesting.
I saw that on the way home today. So
That's wild. That's something. Yeah, what a day. You had posted this. This was you in Hawaii at the comic store with it on the wall, which was cool because like you had said that was going to be your goal. Like when you got there, you were going to go do
cool.
that.
It's a bucket list, man. That is a bucket list item, is to be able to walk into a comic store on the opening day and get your own comic on a shelf, and Image Comics too. So, I mean, it's
that's so
it's
sweet.
phenomenal. Yeah, and have it sell out. I mean, it's just nothing's gonna get better than this one. Might as well just stop,
We're announcing your retirement on the show, right?
Yeah.
You
I'm getting
peaked.
better.
You peaked, man.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Now, you went to this comic shop. Obviously, you probably told them ahead of time you were coming so that they saved you a copy, right? Is that?
I contacted Other Realms, so it's
Okay.
Other Realms in Honolulu, and I asked him, I was like, hey, my name is Brett Bean. Could you order me 6 copies of the comic Dork when it comes out for FOC, and I'll come pick them up and I buy them. And I just assume that nobody knows who I am.
Oh,
Because I don't walk around. Yeah, you don't walk around like that.
Yeah, it's surprising.
Advertising, yeah.
So yeah, so you just go, hey, I was wondering if you could get this for me, and then I can come pick it up. And they're like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, we love you. Do you want to do a signing? And I was like, oh, you do know me, okay. Well,
Yeah.
because the last thing I don't walk in. It's the same thing we joked about before. You don't walk into a restaurant. You know who I am. You treat everybody with the same respect, and you just go, hey,
Yeah.
why should you know me? I don't know you, so I should at least say hello. Nice meeting you. Could you order this for me? That would be really nice. And
Yeah.
then it turned into this, so they ordered me 6 copies, and they said, hey, do you mind if we order some? Will you sign them for us? And like, of course, yeah.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
it ended up being a great thing. Met a couple people there. Yeah, it was good. It was fun.
That's
I
really
think
cool.
I think
Yeah.
whenever I go on vacation, I'm going to start walking into random comic shops and say, "Hey, I'm Brett Bean," or "I'm Brett Booth," and or Brett Parsons.
Brett Booth.
Just pick a Brett.
Yeah, I'll just do any of the Bretts and see if they have me sign books for them.
So
But-
Matt
Oh,
Dinneman
gosh.
from Dungeon Crawler Carl, I take pictures whenever I see him in airports. I take pictures of me next to his book, and I do goofy face. And every time he tells me, he's like, "Just sign it, just sign my name, just sign it, stupid." And I
That's
was like, "He's silly."
amazing.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Matt is an awesome dude. So
I love seeing your
yeah,
posts,
so
with him, like that, like camaraderie, like between, and like I like his post, like, hey, I walked into a store and signed all these books or whatever. Like again, that's got to be
Yeah.
fun, and just like, again, you're just doing it, just to be silly, not necessarily, for any other purposes. So this makes it
Yeah,
fun.
I never thought the dork would like really take off, and so even this week I texted him. I said like, hey, this is all new to me, and I know that all of this stuff has happened to you over the years. So if you don't mind, could you help navigate the mental space of like how to deal with some of the stuff? And he's been nothing but helpful. So it's awesome to be around so many other creatives that have gone through this kind of stuff and sort of like ground you and help you out through the process of it. So
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And it's awesome. Like you said, you have that, you have those connections now, you have those friendships, you have that stuff. Cause like you said, it's when it's uncharted territory like that, whether it's good or bad, in this case, good, it's like, it's still, like you said, overwhelming, or can be, it's like, how did you handle this kind of a situation, so.
yeah, well, I've already asked everybody about the other side, the flip side. I was talking with Ryan Otley, and I was talking to Jason Howard and all the guys about like, well, what happens when you have high expectations and it's crushing, or it's not what you expected? Like, how do you get over that? And then, so you try to learn both sides. And I was so worried. I can be honest. Like, I have a Spider-Man figure in the back now. I kept it in the box because I was afraid, because I had spent so much money making the first 3 issues, like paying the colors, paying Nate, and like I was down a lot of money, and
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't have a lot left in savings. I'm kind of shooting a big shot here. I kept that in its box in case I failed so miserably. I still needed to buy the kids stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I opened that toy last night with my wife.
Oh,
That was my
That's
little
awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, so I
That's really
Popping
special.
the champagne,
Yeah.
like getting that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it was like, and that toy is now like going to always
Symbolic.
kind of be that reminder of just like, yeah,
Yeah.
you were really worried and really scared about being able to provide for your kids, and that was the toy, and I left it in its box until yesterday. And
Wow.
I was like, great, now I get to have it. Now I get to keep it.
Yeah.
well, I'll share this. Whenever we were talking about how fast this book has taken off, and we don't look at the secondary market as an indicator of how the longevity of a book, but it is a good sign of how the people are reacting to it. And I remember whenever we were talking last week about what the prize was going to be, one of the things was like, oh yeah, I could maybe sign a copy of a book or something, thinking this was going to be the $4 book that we were talking about. And then you turn on eBay and it's like a $75 book within a week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy how fast it ballooned. And, I knew it was going to be well received. who knows how the secondary market was going to receive it. And man, people are clamoring for this book now.
Well,
And it's
and I was gonna
insane.
say, like, it seems like one of those things too, where like I like, and of course Dustin's gonna like roll his eyes when I bring this up. I look at examples like K-pop Demon Hunters, again, a project that didn't necessarily have the faith that it would
No,
become
that's
what
a
it
good point.
became,
That's good.
and so Sony sold it. They gave it to Netflix, and then it became a massive hit. And then theaters are scrambling, toys companies are scrambling, like everybody's scrambling to get a piece of the pie. And not to say that Dork is that way, but obviously, like, is like, with the new IP and stuff, you've got to sell that, and then people have to like have confidence in it. And it sounded like people had confidence in it and bought it, but the masses are now realizing too of like, oh my gosh, like, this is big, and I want to jump in on it or like dive into it, whether it's to read it or other purposes. But
Right.
I hope it's to read it. I think
yeah,
comics. I treat comics like Toy Story toys. Like if all you do is buy it for a cover and you slab it and it
Yeah.
doesn't get the love, you are missing. That is a hollow experience compared to why all of us got into this, and why I would
yeah,
say most of the people who do that now originally got into it. It was not to make money, it was because they loved comics. And then the switch happens. The money switch happens on people. And
yeah,
then it becomes about that, and it becomes about speculation and that, and then they forget that you're supposed to fall in love with this. This medium is so awesome that they forget that. And so I try not to speculate and do that secondary market, because I do think that
yeah.
you forget the reason why most of the artists sit there and work tirelessly every day is because it's awesome and it's fun and you want to be a part of it, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
No, Icebox Comics said, please tell me there are plans for an animated project. And that that goes into my question I was going to ask, not about an animated project, but about when you're writing these characters, do you hear voices in your head? Do you hear like a different voice for Dork and a different voice for Shield? And I mean, or is there somebody not somebody, I'm not asking name actors, but is there just a voice that, all right, he's got a high pitched voice, he's got a lower voice, or is it just your own voice talking?
So they each have a voice, but they don't have a tenor. So I guess I mean, like they have a voice, like each character will say certain things, and then I can write something and go, well, that's not what they would say. That's something Dork would say. Oh, that's something Chicken would say. That's something Shield would say. So they have a
Yeah.
voice, but it all comes out in my mind. I would probably Dork. I think if I could have found Bill Burr in his 30s,
Mm,
Oh,
a younger version of his voice and who he is and how he approaches.
yeah.
yeah.
I feel like that
See,
would be that sweet spot of that person who's kind of in the middle and just sick of all of it,
I like
Yeah.
but
that. I
younger,
like
like
that.
not
Yeah.
bitter and old, but like a younger version of that.
Yeah, Scap said he had voice for free, but I don't think he could pull the Bill Burr voice off at your.
I was gonna say, yeah. Were you inspired by our Dork Ashcan reading? I was like, were you picturing Dustin in your mind?
The yelling, all the yelling that was going on.
Yeah, it's great.
That was
I
passionate.
had no idea all my characters had a little bit of a drawl in there.
It is funny because it's one of those
From the south
it's
side of
why-
the kingdom.
Yeah, it's why audiobooks throw me off, because I haven't listened to Dungeon Crawler Carl yet, and I know everyone praises it, but I'm one of those like I read and I give voice and a character, like, and everybody does that, but it's like it's so ingrained in me that like if I hear somebody like throws me off, I'm like, oh, you're telling me how they're supposed to sound, but I'm like I imagine it and then give them that life kind of a deal. So I'm sure it's the same for you, where like you're saying you can picture stuff, but also it's who would pick it up, and somebody else has a different idea of tone or whatever compared to you. So.
Everybody's
Yeah.
gonna have, and that's the great thing. Once you put art out there, it's subjective. So once it's out there, it's not in your hands anymore. And then what somebody does with it and thinks about it, or the themes behind it, they project all of that stuff on there. And that's the beauty of it. Is the real magic is in between those two things, right?
Yeah.
It's what they're taking in and getting from it. And it could be surface, it could be deep, it could be anything. And then what you produce. And that's the That's the magic. That's the sauce. That's the sexy bacon,
Yeah.
I guess.
Sexy bacon. I like it.
We're hungry.
I love the fact that everybody's throwing different actors out, because when everybody's reading it, you can make your own actors up as you go along. You can read it in your own, yeah, as long as what doesn't really matter what they're saying. And I mean, voice wise, it's like you said, the context of it. So it's pretty cool. And speaking of context, Tyler, man, you outdid yourself. Those flowers are beautiful and gorgeous.
That's great,
Well,
man.
Just noticed that.
I just grabbed the flowers. I just
smell a
photoshopped it in.
variant.
Oh, I love it.
I was like, man, I was like, we got to give you your flower. You know, you got to get the flowers. You got to get the congrats. So, and I was like, oh, it's perfect. I was like, this cover is so funny, because I'm sure that's almost kind of, similar reaction where it's like, oh, like this comic is, how big now or whatever. It's
Now
like,
I got to be successful.
like you wanted to, like you said, but like you said, you still didn't see it doing as well as it has. So it's like this, yeah.
It's crazy. What are the bleeding cool news when somebody quoted that to me, because I hadn't read anything, because I'm just busy working. I'm head down, concentrate. Holy crap! I got 2 books I got to do, and it said like it was like the biggest second printing in a century for Image Comics.
Holy cow! I hadn't.
You're like,
like
they're what? You can't.
Like how does that comprehend? Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, it's
what?
like that can't possibly be me. It's so much easier talking about other people I respect. When I talk about all these other peers that I have, Daniel Warren Johnson, all these other people, Riley Rossmo, who does one, you can talk because you're removed and you're like, wow, that's so awesome. Transformers and and all these other awesome things that are happening to these guys, and there's a disconnect to that, and so it's easy to sort of talk about somebody else, but it is so psychologically different when you happen to kind of be in the middle of it and you're like, oh, this is weird being in the eye of the storm. I have no idea. Can it be to somebody else? God, that's easier again. Let's go back to when it was easy. It's really bizarre. It's not normal. Let me tell you that. It's not normal.
Well, I was going to say and coming from your psychological background, I'm sure that's a big thing where it's like, again, it's your routine, you go through day in, day out, weeks, months, years, you're used to what you're doing, you're making art, you gain popularity as you continue to, promote stuff and things like that. But to have a sudden spike in that, like, it's just got to be like such a, like you said, a weird kind of, especially with artists, because we're all so self-deprecating or so judgmental, or like, we're harder on ourselves generally. So, yeah.
Oh yeah. Imposter syndrome is real. I could teach a whole course in college.
Yeah.
Self-deprecation 101 with Brett Bean. It's going to be a huge college class.
Well, Brett, I read one of Brett's comments too, when someone had said congratulations on the sellout, and had like quotation marks. Brett's response was, "Oh, I sold out a long time ago," and I cracked up when I saw that. I thought that is such a great attitude to have. I mean, just take it and rolling with it, and just enjoying the moment. And
that's my Aunt Cindy. That's my that was my wife's aunt. So I guess that's my Aunt Cindy. Yeah.
Such a fun interaction there.
Super. Well, you did your dork tour, and you went on TLDR, Nerdy Musings, and then of course Image, which, like you said, coming from somebody who you love Image, and being able to now be at Image and have a comic and stuff, and then also to be on their podcast, which I love their name, Let's Talk Comics. It's so simple and fun, but I'm curious how that's been. Obviously, you're on our show now, but like leading up to that, like that march, if you will, to the release. I'm sure there's nerves, but also like it's fun to be able to finally really talk about the project you've been wanting to promote and stuff. So,
for sure. I mean, I started this pitch before I even started working on I Hate Fairyland, so it's been kind of sitting there, squirreled away for a very long time, and I would just work on it on the side, back and forth as I did it. And then finally, to start talking about it. But again, you don't really know success-wise. You're just trying to get maybe 5 or 6 people to pay attention. That was the entire goal. Is like, Brett, you're in it for the marathon. So get on that podcast and try to get 5 new viewers, 5 people who will pick up your comic. And you just, that's the mentality. You try to talk about it. You try to say why it's important to you, and you go, does that sound important to you too? Then come along for the ride. It's less than a cup of coffee every month. Let's do this thing. Yeah. And then you hope for the best. That's all you can really do. So other people who asked for me to be on it, Of course, you
Yeah.
you try to do as much as you can. So at the end of the day, you didn't do your due diligence. So if it
Yeah.
fails, it didn't fail because you didn't try your hardest.
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't leave
I
anything on the table. Like you get
Yeah.
you
I
feel
redid so much
confident.
artwork. I redid, like, even today, like for issue 2, I go back and I grab Nate's background and I go, oh, I think the back cover could be a little bit better. And so I went in
Mm,
and just sort of fixed it and moved stuff and da 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 da. Those things are important to me
yeah.
because I want it to feel as good as I can make it, given the time that I have. Up until it has to be done, and that was the
Yeah.
best lesson I
Officially.
learned making video games, is
Mm,
work as hard as you can until it's released, but meet your deadlines. So when I
yeah.
do puppet designs for Jim Henson, anything that I do, you work and make the best you can. And when they say, like, do you have this much, can you do this in this time frame? I said, I will give you the best that I can within the time frame you need it. And then after that, that's as best as you can do.
Yeah.
You just have to walk away and go, that's the job. And, okay, and then you move on to the next thing. And however much time you have, you devote to as much as you can there, and you keep going. So I learned that from the 20 years. So
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And I just want to let everybody know, speaking of the art that we're talking about redoing, later on in the show, Brett is going to actually show us, I think, is this the first time you've shown on one of these shows the art from Dork? Or is this going to be the grant?
nobody's asked. Yeah, I'll show you the first. Show you the first issue.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. That's what
The
we're.
silly thing is, you know how bad I thought this was gonna fail, and I didn't plan any of it.
Oh no.
All of this stuff was just sitting in a drawer,
Oh no.
not put in, not. I just, like, do a page, scan
Yeah.
it, put it in the bin.
Put
Do
it
the
in,
page, put it in the
Yeah.
bin. Just like, you just got to pump this stuff out, and
Yeah.
and so because of you guys, I actually have it in a folder now.
Oh, that's
Goodness.
awesome.
Yeah, this is Tyler's going to want to buy this one. Dustin's going to want to grab this one.
Put a
No.
stick in the-
No. Well, we love seeing the art because we're big
Yeah.
fans of your art. I mean,
Oh, thank you.
even commissions. We've all got multiple commissions from you. So this was going to be a thrill. This is going to be a thrill to see the Dork art. So I'm glad you were able to. And that's coming up in a little bit in the show. But I just wanted to let everybody know to give them something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, I just put, it's cool seeing, the image stuff, like, has enough carnage to rival anything you've seen in Invincible, 10 out of 10. Like, it's just fun to see, that stuff come out more and more, as the comic comes out, the numbers are hitting and all that stuff. But again, just to see it more, I guess, is the thing. Is like, that's what's so fun to me, is like not necessarily what it's saying, but it's just the fact that it's got something to say because people are loving it and they want to see more and everything. So,
Dude, Image was awesome. Like, I didn't even know, like, the Robert Kirkman quote. I had no idea.
oh yeah,
Oh, really?
That's
really cool.
That
It's
was
a nice
afterwards.
surprise.
Yeah, and just like, hey, this is the solicit for what we're gonna send out. I was like, what? You actually got Robert Kirkman to what? Huh? Huh?
Yeah. Wait, the Kirkman?
Are you thinking about Robert Kirkman?
It's
Like,
different.
What's the Jonah Hill?
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
and I've been like
Appropriate
that all
reaction.
freaking week. All
Yeah.
freaking week. It's been that. Or the Will Ferrell, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Those are two things that
Anchorman.
keep going through my mind. That escalated quickly. I killed a man with a trident.
all that. You might want to lay low for a while. It's and like you said, I'm sure your face hurts from smiling, because again, like, it's just something, like you said, I'm sure you just don't really get used to, especially within like the first
No.
48 hours, the first week or whatever. Like, again, it was just seeing that stuff posted and going, like you said, yeah, that's me. That's not about somebody else. That's about the comic I made,
It's
and
very
put
surreal.
out. So
Very
Yeah.
surreal.
Good Lord. Y'all got me laughing at Anchorman now. I'm
Who doesn't? I love
I'm
Dude,
gone.
when he's
gone.
putting the mayonnaise in the
Yeah.
when they meet him and he's putting the mayonnaise in the toaster and he's smelling it, I'm like, you don't need anything else to know that this guy is. Anyway, yeah.
Honestly,
I
it's
love
one of
Lamb.
my favorite
It's
Steve
so-
Carell characters, because it's so like, it's him, but it's like off to the side. So they just like whip the camera, and all of a sudden you're like, you just get like blasted with maximum Steve Carell, and it's like, yeah, it's just the most ridiculous
good.
nonsense.
But the best,
yeah.
the tagline at the very end where he gets like elected to Congress or as a senator or something, you're like, all right, that tracks. That tracks.
That's fitting. That's fitting.
We've gone off the rails. That is correct.
No, but just more stuff that I'm sharing. So just again, stuff that people had shared, their dork copies. I love the one like got to put it on display. It's definitely the videos of people talking about it and bringing it up to the hype and stuff was
it's
super
really
fun.
amazing. There's people not just talking about the speculation. It's really people that are falling for the characters as much as I am.
Yeah.
It's really, I am so grateful that other people like him as much as I do, because I did a lot of tests to make sure that if I were to commit to this project, that I was really in love with these characters, and it's amazing to see that other people do as well. So it's pretty awesome.
Well, you can't open up social media now without seeing the dork cover, which is really cool. Which is because I was like, man, they're not refreshing my feed, but then you realize it's a different person commenting, or it's a different comic group. So it's so cool.
But I'm sorry to everybody because
I smile every time I see it because I'm like I know that guy. Yeah, I'm like Will Ferrell from Elf. Yeah. So
some of the other artists are coming in just like, Jesus, are you going to talk about something else? I'm like, I'm not. They're asking me what I did to like get all of this attention.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not me. I was in Hawaii. This is other people.
Yeah.
I had
grassroots,
like it's really Substack. Yeah.
It really feels like it. It really feels like people really responded to it and talked about it. And of course, I'm sure there's probably other bandwagon people and stuff like that, but people are really passionate about it. And I try to explain that. It's like, I had nothing to do with any of this stuff. It's amazing to see, but I sort of just turned it all off because I was really worried of failure. So I didn't go online because I didn't want to start reading how crappy of a of a debut I was going to have.
No.
Yeah.
So, but that's what you worry about, so you're like, oh, I turned it all off. And then all of a sudden people are like, oh, what'd you do? What'd you do? How'd you pay these people? And they're like, hey, somebody.
I was saving a Spider-Man figure in a box. I didn't pay anybody.
Yeah,
and it's again, it's just who you are as a person. Because again, I'll call it like you giving me ash cans to hand out was like, it was like, oh wow, like that's incredibly thoughtful of you to do. Like you don't have to do that. And so like, and I wanted to hand them out just as much as you wanted to give them to me to hand out. And it was fun getting to like give it to people, especially if they hadn't heard about it. Like, oh, you hadn't heard of Dork. Like you like check out the ash can. If you like this stuff, you like that, you'll like this. It'll be really fun. And I remember handing it to Andrew, who like, again, is like the main manager now at the Coliseum of Comics down here, like the 12 locations or whatever. And he was like, Dork. He's like, oh my God. He's like, I love Dork. I was like, you know, he's like, yeah, we got like the first 3 issues. And it like went out from there. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like you already knew about it. So it's like, again, the excitement, like you said, is just, it's purely from what you created rather than, anything else. So
Tyler, you gave him an ash can. Those are really expensive now. You can ask for quite a few favors of Andrew. It seems like you've got a special. You choose what you want, and you're like, hey, I really like that issue. That's interesting. That Spider-Man number 65 that you have up on the wall, huh?
Looks pretty sweet.
Looks pretty good. I'm just saying. You got an arrow in the quiver. You can use that if you want to.
Invincible number 2 or number 3.
The amount of jokes, I was like, man, the amount of money I held in my hand at one point is astounding. It was a paper, and then
Brett, you did a video where you were like going through your remarks, and it was like 15 of them. It looked like, and I thought, good Lord, that's a new car that you're holding in your hand, flipping through on Instagram. Yeah.
That was really fun, and all I was trying to do was like, oh, let's see if I can make an animatic. Let's see if I can do like a whole range of emotions
that's
with
really
those.
Cool.
So as I flipped it, they were all a little bit different. So it kind of worked out. Yeah, but it was fun.
That's super cool. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, like the flip. I love the way you did it too, with like having the empty space on the back to specifically like do the remarks was really fun to like leave that space open. So like, the ones you gave me were signed. So now I'm like, cool, you have a signed one. Like, go get it remarked now. Like, go get a drawing, go get a sketch of Dork. Because it was funny because he met when I showed him, I was like, oh, it's signed too. And he's like, man, I told him that you were coming on the show. He's like, can you get me something signed? And I was like, well, he's coming to MegaCon. He's like, oh yeah, because they work a booth. So I was like, just go meet him. Go say hi. Go get something from him. So
say hi.
We're going to plug MegaCon here in a minute. We've got questions. I've got questions about the con too, about how that's going to affect. So Your world's about to change at cons too, but we'll get to that here in just a minute after we
Yeah.
talk about Dork.
Until I see it, I keep bugging. I keep making fun of myself with Ryan Otley. I said I think I'll have at least 5 people in line this
I
time.
think so. Right now, it's like Schrodinger's cat.
Right.
It's both a big line and a small line, but I think it's going to be a big line, Brett.
5 people, man. Can't wait.
Set those goals. Yeah, I like
5 people,
that.
baby.
Tyler, Seth, and 3
Wait,
others
them
join
all,
in.
yeah.
So
And not a single one of them a family member. Booyah!
living the
None of
dream.
them were paid to be there. They're there of their own accord.
And nice, Tyler pulled this quote, and you said this,
Yeah.
and this is so true, and it kind of shows what you're wanting for. You're not wanting someone to try to make a fast buck off a dork. You're wanting someone that actually enjoys the book and is going to be there not just for issue 1, but for issue 100 whenever you eventually get there. So I
Well,
really
readers
appreciated this
too,
quote.
like you said, you want people to read it, and I always bring this stuff up and knowing full well, like as an artist, like how it feels. Like I don't bring it up to show the value. The value to me comes not from the number, but the fact of what this means for you as an artist, for your comic series and stuff. So that's why I love bringing it up, because it's like that's the flowers of like. Yeah, I don't
Yes.
want it for like the resale value and stuff. It's just more so like, man, this is blowing up like this, which means like people want this comic and want to read it, not just for the value of what it sells for. So
Yeah, I mean, people responding to what you have to say and how you say it through the art and the words has way more value and is way more about what I value as success than
Yeah.
any of the money that, would come from it. So to me, like, it's the same thing. Like, I don't know if you watched that big, long hour-and-a-half video where I answered questions. There's only 20 people on there.
Oh yeah, your Instagram when you went live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on there for
Yeah.
like an hour and a half. You can actually watch the sun go down
Yeah,
in the background.
Yeah.
yeah, it
I was
funny
driving when you
started.
were doing
Yeah.
it.
I know, yeah. I remember.
My wife was
I
like,
remember part of
Brett's
that.
on. I was like, well, put them
Well,
on. Put it on
Yeah,
the.
come on.
I'll watch it while I'm driving.
Yeah. But it was important to me to just like,
Yeah.
and it's like the retailer's like, I'm not going to sell any of my copies until the people who believed in the project and backed it up and got their things in the stores, because the stores are the ecosystem to this.
Yeah.
I get mad at these other comic book creators that think that the only thing that they do is just print money. Without the retail
Mhm.
stores, without the online people, and without fans, there's none of it. It's
Yeah.
all part of the big ecosystem.
Yeah.
And so that was a main deal for me. Is like, oh, I'm not gonna put my stuff out there and try to circumvent them.
Yeah.
Right? They are a part of the experience and why books take off, or why they want to believe in it and you want to back them up as well. So it was important to me. And somebody even said like they got really antsy because I was putting in the comics wrong as I was trying to talk at the same time. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, that bugged the crap out of me. I couldn't stand
Yeah.
it. I'm like, I can't.
I saw that comment.
Yeah, it's like I can't talk and bag and board at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was like I can only do one or the other. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
too funny.
It's been great. It's been great. So
That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
And I love that stuff too, and and it's fun to see. And I'm such a yapper, so like I have to remind myself, I'm like I follow you and I like comment and stuff, but it's like I like letting other people talk and other people comment too, of like people maybe don't watch as much, or people because I know how that feels of like. I mean, I'm watching Skottie and like asking a question, and it's like, all right, is this going to get answered? Is he going to see my question? And like you said, you never know when that moment will be, that impact of positivity to somebody, like just responding to their comment and of just saying something to them that means the most to them in that moment. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah. A lot of people are just hungry for information on. They love the medium and they want to know more. And some people want to make a comic and all that kind of stuff, or just want to pick up a pencil and draw again. It's like it doesn't have to be for anything. It doesn't have to be for social media. That's the problem, is that social media makes you think you have to show everything, and everything's about like attention. And art and creativity should be made for art and creativity's sake. Some
Yes.
people do it
Yeah.
for a living, but really anything that motivates you into just thinking about being creative in some way for yourself is just fulfilling. It'll fulfill you in a different way than just being little mini Galactuses and just taking everything in, just like consume.
Right.
Create
Yeah.
every once in a while. Throw it back out the other way. Like, just sit down and do it for the sake of doing it. So yeah, anyway, blah 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 blah.
No. Keep talking.
You're here because of that. We want you to talk. We want you to say these wonderful musings. You know,
Yeah, the less talking for me and Tyler, the better. People want more Brett.
Yeah, they want to hear us.
Yeah, so.
Tyler, great job on these slides. Good job.
Thank you. I appreciate
Kudos
it. Yeah, like you said, it was one of those funny things where I was like, man, we're having more people on, and we just have a bright ass blue screen. I was like, I want to give people more than that, you know, and like QR links. It's again because that's Dustin and I, we do this because of people like you, because like we love your work and want to promote it, or whoever we're having on and stuff. And that's what's so fun is in seeing that reaction of like, because that's the other thing too, is like we don't want somebody to come and be like, oh man, I really regretted coming on your show. And it's like, oh, that's not what I want. I want you to be like, oh, we talked for like an hour. I didn't realize, it's been, that long or whatever. So, yeah.
Good Lord, we are at an hour point. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I was like, yeah. But it's like,
the meter is about to expire.
No, I love it. You know what? I haven't talked to anybody since this happened. All those other interviews and everything all happened before it came out. I have not really talked to anybody. You guys are the first ones. I've talked to my wife and I talked to some of my friends, but I haven't really just talked it out. And I also think talking it out for myself helps me wrap my head around and stay who I am too. So it's all part of it, right? So you guys are also helping me as well. Oh, is somebody in the room? Hi.
I'll say I hear. Got a visitor.
Yeah. Sorry, there's always people in my rooms.
That's right.
Is there someone in your room too, Brett?
Your layer.
No, they're out getting Valentine's Day stuff.
I had to pick up cupcakes on the way home today, so for a party tomorrow. So I'm right there with you.
I always do it when they're off at work. I walk to the Publix that's right next to us. So it's always funny because people see me walking with flowers and stuff, and I'm like, yep, I'm just getting the Valentine's stuff. Don't mind me.
Yeah, Shane said 47 watching. Let's go. That's like 8 times what we usually have. So Brett, they're here for you, obviously. So
yes.
Yeah. So we're good.
Bring in the dorks, all the people who.
Yeah, I think I coined it the Dork Squad. So we're that was
squad.
Yeah.
I have that written down. I have like shirt ideas. Holy crap! Wait a minute.
Oh, here.
I
can't do the Johnny Manziel. Oh, you took me.
Oh. Dork Squad, there it is. Look, Dork
Squad. I did. I came up with Dork Squad, and then I have in a dork days is how I feel.
Ooh.
Oh,
it's a dork thing you wouldn't understand.
I like that one.
And I came up with that one because of all the people that are second guessing everything that I do in the second market.
I love it.
I've running like a chicken with its head cut off. And then this one, actually, I just finished the real one. This one it's the Shield saying, "I'm not being defensive."
I did. That was
great.
Such a great one. I love that line. It's like, I'm not being defensive. I'm a shield. What do you want me to be?
Yeah.
So. That's
great.
Awesome,
I
man.
love that.
Thanks for sharing that with us. That is really cool.
I did on the airplane. I was like, the kid. Well, my youngest was getting real bored, and so I gave him my headphones. I was listening. I don't remember what I was listening to. And he's like, I want to watch Scooby-Doo. So, I just went, okay, here's my headphones. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm raw dogging it. I got to do something.
Oh, no. Don't want to do that.
Come up with that stuff. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, stickers, shirts.
Comment, like you said,
all this stuff. People are shouting out merch from the comment area, Brett. So we got to make these come to fruition, man.
I do have 3 stickers I just made today that are coming in the mail. Will be there for MegaCon.
Sweet.
I have a phone call meeting with a t-shirt company on Friday, so we'll see what happens and how fast. But it would be cool, and we'll see if there's interest, if people wants it. So we'll see.
Definitely an interest. Yeah, I mean, at least from us.
So.
Again, having
people. All right.
Yeah, the one dork sticker you sent was really cool.
2 of the 5 people in the line.
Yeah. So
I guess Seth makes 3. I don't know.
Yeah, man, we're good.
That's the crazy one. Half the run of Absolute.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I just wanted to half the run of Absolute
that.
Batman, and everyone knows how much Absolute Batman is blown up. The Absolute run, just in general, but Batman specifically, and how much that's been reprinted and printed and done again and stuff. So the fact that Dork alone, yeah, that's just a crazy number to even comprehend. So
Yeah, that's insane to be in the same sentence as that,
yeah,
because that also is like awesome. Like I'm a
yeah,
fan. Like I've been collecting it, and I'm part of the CSA group, and so Scott Snyder and like, hey, yeah, stop yelling. Um, and so
Our
those are like the
dogs
same.
get wild up there.
That's awesome. And so it's really it's awesome to be part of that group. All the Absolute
yeah,
Batman people, like half of the like Scott Snyder is part of the CSA group, but I've never approached any of these people. I'm just fans, so I still fan out. I go out every Wednesday and get all everybody else's books, but I don't really approach anybody. And then Scott Snyder texted me today that he liked Dork, and I did that Jonah Hill thing again. I went, ah!
It's pretty cool.
So,
you throw your phone, your wife's like, what are you
yeah,
doing?
I'm taking my little I'm taking my little happiness that all these other people are happy about it. So it's awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, like you said, it's one of those things where it means something because you're a fan, like not just necessarily because they're like a big name and stuff, but it's just like, man, I love your work and what you're doing, and the cool stuff that you're doing. So getting a call out from you is, that's special. So
Well, I've been in Hollywood for like 20 years, so I don't
yeah,
fanboy out anymore. I kind of learned how to really temper that especially as you start to meet people, you just go, oh, I don't really fanboy out. I fanboy from the excitement of like meeting people who accept me for who I am as an artist and
mm.
creator. And that's what I kind of, that imposter syndrome. So I go, yay, they acknowledge me. I'm
Yeah,
halfway
Yeah.
okay. I can
Yeah.
continue now.
It's
You
real.
know?
It's
I
real.
can keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Compared to fanboying out, going, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
yeah,
Yeah, because like once you get like people you've heard in movies and TV, like saying your name, it weirds you out at first, and then you go, "Oh yeah, okay, you're saying my name in your mouth. That's really funny. That's weird. Okay, just be cool. Just be cool. Freak out later. Tell your wife
Yeah.
later. Just be cool. Just be cool."
well, also like sweating bullets, like heavily breathing. No,
Oh, absolutely. But that's all on the inside, and then you
yeah,
totally profesh, and then you go home, and then you freak out about it after that. So I've
yeah.
gotten used to it over the years in Hollywood. So
I mean, you could just have an outer body experience. That's what I did with Stan Lee when I met him for the first time at MegaCon. 'Cause my dad bought me a pass, and I was going to get to meet him. I was younger in like high school, and the day before I was supposed to meet him, a crowd like they're starting to part the crowd, and lo and behold, it's Stan Lee who's walking toward me, and I didn't realize it until afterward. But like I suddenly like I put my hand on his shoulder and I just stared at him, and like he turned and looked at me, like gave me this nice old man smile and like waved, and like security guard pushed my hand, like we got to keep going, and I was like, why did I just do that? I've never done that
wow,
before. That's super weird, and I don't like that I did that because I'm not that kind of person to be like, oh my gosh, but it was just like a
you touched Stan Lee.
yeah,
Wow.
it was. Yeah, I was glad that I didn't get tackled by a security guard or something. So
You're lucky. You're very
yeah.
lucky. Oh, so my silliest one is one of my buddies is one of the characters in Star Wars, and he was doing the whole celebration thing. Mike Quinn, he was Nib Nub. Nib Nub,
Oh,
from
yeah.
yeah. So Mike is like, I don't have a lot of friends. Will you come and support me? And so I went there and I met him. But as we were walking around, Mayhew, who was Chewbacca, was actually walking around with his cane, and he walks right in front of me, kind of cutting me off. And I literally said the line. I said, "Will somebody get this walking carpet out of my way?" And
Oh,
he
that's
stopped. He gave me the worst look in my life, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta go." And I just went down another booth and went, "Oh man, he's hot. He's heard that more than once, and I'm
Oh
so
yeah.
sorry that
great.
I ruined your experience." He was not happy, and I was like, "Oh, I thought I was being clever, but obviously I really ticked him off." So sorry.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's fine because I also made him mad because I took a picture of him. Or I asked to take a picture of him. He's like, normally I charge for that. So then I felt bad, and I was like, all right, I'll buy one of your photos and get it signed. So,
Nice.
I was like, understandable. I was like the amount of people you probably have to deal with on a
Oh, of
daily
course.
basis.
Yeah, it's got to be a madhouse for people like that, for famous like actors and people that, especially at a Star Wars convention.
Yeah.
It's got to be crazy. But
I don't. Yeah, I'm not
I took my
jealous.
shot. I took my shot.
It's,
I love it. I mean, again, it's the off the cuff stuff. So that's it was like, oh, what else was I supposed to say? Like, oh, excuse me, Mr. Mayhew.
He really did cut me off, though.
Oh,
I think it's the only reason I
don't-
said something. It's because I'm like, I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to be like a jerk.
yeah,
And you're like, oh, geez, man.
yeah.
But I'm,
I
like,
did.
I'm making fun.
I
I'm
noticed
like,
what you
oh,
did. I
man.
noticed what you did.
Yeah.
The road
Another
to
great
El
graphic.
Dork,
Just the hits
or
keep
should I
coming.
say the road to El Dork,
Oh, the old first
which
logo.
is really
Oh
just
my
Dorkception when you think about it.
Yeah,
And
who-
so I wanted
Oh
to
my
find
God,
this
you
stuff.
scraped.
he
Oh
did.
my
I did.
gosh, Tyler.
Well,
you
I'll tell
scraped.
you. So you took this stuff off your website because I should have grabbed it before, but then looking up the Dork logo, it somehow still gave me access, and I was like, oh my gosh! I was like, yes, I get all this art to show off because
You
I
son
remember
of a
seeing
gun.
specifically like
Yeah.
that bottom left one there. And so I just wanted to bring this stuff up and just kind of like you said, you've had this in the works
It's in the
before
making.
I ate Fairyland. It's been, in the making for quite some time. So I was just kind of going to go through some of the art and just kind of let you talk about it. So
That's one of the first proof of concepts. I wanted to have all this crazy stuff happening, and I wanted a lot of action and monsters and everything. And that's probably in the mid iteration of Dork. He's about halfway through the process where I felt satisfied with the character. I don't know where I have it, but I actually have the whole first 10 pages that are in the ash can and in the comic itself. I did an earlier test of all 10 of those pages where he was different and a little bit younger. And I was like, no, it's not skewing right. It's skewing too young. And that is when I had a literary agent who was trying to get me to age it down and sell it to Scholastic and Penguin Random House. And
interesting.
the creative director over there was like, I think we can do it, make it a kid. And then all the themes and everything broke. So all the things that I wanted to do with it kind of broke. And so I did the test for myself and then realized like, this is not what I want to do. And then I pitched my other kid series that they actually did pick up. I was like, no, I'm going to keep on. I have to make this true to myself. This isn't what it should be just to sell it and make it. So I put it back on the back shelf, and then I started doing this kind of stuff, which was the mid-range getting closer to where my mind's eye wanted it to be.
Yeah.
This is about the halfway point. So I think a lot of the monsters are the same, very similar, and it just really was Dork who kind of changed. The shield changed a little bit. Yeah. So
No, that's really, it was super cool. I mean, just to go through all these pieces, and they're just so bright and vivid too. So, and then
This
again,
is
like
the
you said, the
color.
logo too,
Yeah,
like seeing
it's
your
really
logo
nice.
design too. So
The absurdity of the violence was important, that it was very violent but absurd violent. And then you learn lessons of like, well, I want the violence to mean something too. So I want it to be part of the action and not just have people dying for the sake of dying. People like there's more understanding to why somebody goes violent or why a scene is happening. Like it could either be for humor or whatever, but there has to be meaning. It's not just violence for violence sake. It's he got flung, and in my mind is like, oh, he got flung by another creature, and he's going through, and he's just popping out the other side, holding onto the eyeball. This might very well be the basis for if willing that there's a third printing. This is the one that I thought I'd go back to and do a wraparound cover of this.
Ooh.
And this kind of idea is what inspired the Ashcan cover, which then inspired Ryan Otley's cover.
Oh, nice.
So he said that my image of the eyeball coming flapping out inspired him. So if you look at Ryan Otley's cover of him with the eyeball out, it was all this sort of, just grassroots sort of take on it, and went, oh, let's evolve this idea. Let's go to the next step. Let's go to this one. So,
No, it was cool. Yeah, hearing him say that, like, that's not how it was planned, but it just worked out that way. Like you said, if just seeing your stuff and then inspiring him, I'm sure, like, oh, maybe I do this, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm just doing a wraparound cover, and I'm just going to do it that way. So,
yeah, he was just inspired. He had a couple other ones. He showed them to me today. Literally, this is all happening today. It's really weird. But he's like, hey, did I ever show you the other sketches I did for what I was going to do? I was like, no. I said, and all I put was like, Pixar didn't happen. And then he sent me.
That's a great response.
Yeah, he sent me all the images, and I was like, oh, these are all really good. And he's like, yeah, but I fell in love with that that Cyclops with his eyeball out, and then
That's cool.
I really wanted to make the wraparound cover. I was like, yeah, you did a perfect job. It's marvelous. He's an amazing artist and a great human being. So, yeah, I'm very fortunate. So, yeah.
Well, that's cool. And
Sure,
and I was gonna ask about that too. Of like, I'm sure, and we've talked to other artists that get variants done, or we hear Skottie or somebody, and so when you get somebody who was like, hey, I want to do a cover, hey, you ask them and they do a cover. I'm assuming you're like, hey, this is the premise. Here's the ashcan. You can kind of read, and then you let them go off and kind of get inspired and make their cover rather than be like, well, do this or whatever, or something like that.
I have a variant folder, and I have the first couple issues. I have the elevator pitch, and I have character designs if they need to reference. So I have like a turnaround, and I have the chicken, and I have the shield, and I just say like whatever inspires you, and whatever needs to happen. Let me know what you need from me, and off to the races. So I try to be specific with the people that I want to work on the book. For the covers that I do and I represent. So yeah, so it's important that I believe in them.
Yeah.
And it's not just like who's a big name, or who's like the latest person who can sell more books. I want it to feel like it's from my eye, the way that I see the world, and those other fellow artists that I believe in and go, oh, I like what they have to say. There's something about them. There's that je ne sais quoi that can't be explained.
You got that thing in French.
And some people I have to work on. Like some people I really have to work on. I have to really sort of convince them. There's like one guy who's really nervous and doesn't want to do it, and I think that he would knock it out of the park. So if you're listening, which he isn't,
he's talking about
he's
me
not,
for a
he's
second.
not going to listen. But I was like, I think he would nail it. But a lot of artists are very timid and worried about it, and it's like, but also it's people that haven't done comics. So yeah, it's like, hey, I think that you'd be really good at this, and I think that it's worth doing for me because I believe in it. I'm a fan of these people. I'd take the hit even if it didn't make money to have it be done. So it's people that I believe in their art and their style and what they do. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
Of course. Oh, it's the one thing I wanted to joke about. So Eric runs Image, and I almost typed it, but I didn't because I didn't want it to come across rude. Because I'm like, if I could say this in front of him, he'd understand it's a joke. But I was just gonna type, "Let me know when Todd wants to start making toys."
Oh yes.
Because if I was with them, they'd see the smirk and they'd see the like,
the
it's not. I'm not being serious. It's tongue in cheek that this is my one moment. I should say something inappropriate. And like, let me know when Todd wants to start making toys. And then you walk away. And you're like, great, it doesn't become anything. But if you write that down and you send it in an email, you have no idea if they're like, who does this guy think he is? Right? You never know. So you're like, okay.
Well, that's when you just attach the image, like the image of yourself, just being like, and then you're like there in person. So they still get that, they're like, oh, okay, I see. Like scroll down and
I want chicken and I want a magnet on the head.
Yes.
That you can take off and it sups back on. And like, I've got all these ideas. Yeah.
Funko did that with like Ned Stark, one of their original like San Diego Comic-Con exclusives where it had the headless Ned.
Or the Wampa Beast, like the Wampa Beast, you could detach its arm.
Chicken would fit right in that line there, man. That would be so great.
I mean, that's fun and interactable too. I mean, that's the thing is like, again, like you said, toys are meant to be played with, so it's like taking it out and being able to like detach it and recreate the scenes and stuff. Yeah. Would be just super fun. So
it's just because I want it. I just want one.
we want
I just want one. I just want the head to pop off and like messing around and then it glows in the dark. So it's the chicken head. But then when you leave the room and you turn off the lights, then it turns into the ghost chicken head.
Yes.
It sells itself.
Because that's what I want. It's just because I want it.
We all want it now.
Spaceballs the lunchbox. Spaceballs the flamethrower.
That's a merch. You do such a good job with creatures too. So this book, I mean, for anybody, do you still at cons do the build a creature? Where people can pick the different features of the monster or creature they want to make, and are you going to start slowing that up now?
I think I slowed it up. I've had it on my table for the last 8 months, and nobody has gotten one.
Oh,
So
really? I
I
bet they
took it
would
off
now.
the table.
Yeah.
So, well, of course they would now.
Yeah, I
They're
know,
like,
I know.
yeah,
But,
of course they would
we're
now. They're on that bandwagon now.
that's exactly right.
But I
Come
got
on,
rid of
Brett.
all
Come
those
on.
pieces of paper. I got rid of all those pieces of paper and
I'll
stuff. It
make
was
some
so
copies
It
and
was
put.
cool too. I did
Yeah.
love it. Like the checklist of like,
It was
yeah,
so
what you kind
such a
of
fun
wanted,
idea.
and then yeah.
Yeah.
And that was just because I went into that sandwich shop. I think it was Witch or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
You
which
know where they have
yeah,
that where you take
You
it and then
mark
you're
it.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I
yeah,
want roasted peppers or blah blah blah. I was like, oh, that would be funny if I just did this with monsters and people could choose, and then you make a monster between the two of you, so it's interactive between
yeah.
somebody else doing it and then what you're doing it. Yeah, I think it was Monster Creation Station or something like that. Creature Creation Station is what I
Somebody
called
put
it.
creatures
Yeah.
features. I couldn't remember the exact name of it, but it was a fun thing to see
Yeah,
some of the
Yeah.
I
designs you
loved
did.
it. I had a lot of people earlier on. I had a lot of people. I would say over the last couple of years, I think the comic book stuff is kind of more what people wanted. So they kind of
Mm.
passed that up. So I just kind of stopped because I'm like, well, it's just taking up space in the on the table. So I just went, okay. Well. But I mean, it's possible. It just eats away a lot of the time.
Right, right.
Uh,
There's a lot of other
you
things
know,
to do.
there's only so much you can really do nowadays. So I have to rethink almost everything now.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I mean, I know Dustin brought it up, but we'll talk about
Nice
more
one,
like
Jerry.
MegaCon and stuff. But yeah, I can't imagine the switch now of like the convention, or not necessarily the switch, but like you said, just things you have to keep in mind of like, well, if it's like this, I need to prepare for it. And like you said, talking to other people, like, hey, your con after, what if it's big? Like, how
Yeah.
do you handle, having less time now than you did before? So, which wasn't still a lot to begin with, I'm sure. So,
Yeah, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot.
Skiff.
Scaff.
Skiff, he's killing me. He's killing me.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Oh,
yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
This is a
this
good
one
one.
was
I don't
so
remember
good.
this one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like on his, because I remember like on your website, it was like one of like the, or
This
like
is
one of
one of
like the
my
more,
art books too. Yeah, this is in one of
okay,
my
yeah,
sketchbooks when I was proving out, and I liked this one, and this one felt really close. This one felt like I was finally on the right path. This one felt like the right amount of sort of action, color, everything kind of was starting to work on this one. And this is the first one I was like, okay, now I'm starting to get behind this. Now I'm starting to believe in it, and I
yeah.
can take it to the next stage. So yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, and you can like, I mean, like the face is, I mean, like, yeah, it feels like you said, the colors and everything too, like what Dork eventually ended up becoming. But I mean, I just love snowy scenes too. I mean, birch trees and snow, and then all these crazy, silly wolf-like characters, and yeah, just it's like the shenanigans of like what happened to end up, in this scenario
Yeah.
in the woods like this. So
Surrounded, ambushed.
yeah,
Yeah.
which I didn't plug. You have a new art book you've been working on, which I realized I should have plugged too. So
No, that's all right.
definitely looking
Yeah,
forward to
fine.
that. That's going to be, yeah. Why you need to plug in? You don't need to
Yeah.
plug.
Yeah. He's doing well. He's doing really
You
well.
can
So,
unplug.
It's fine. You don't have to, yeah. Yeah, you don't have to plug anything. We're just talking. That was an earlier one. That definitely doesn't look like Dork.
it's
Yeah.
the evolution of Dork has been cool to see through these pictures, though.
Mhm.
I mean, these images.
But you can see some of the characters, and like you can see that some of the stuff, like the tentacles, like there's things that worked out. That the goblin in the front with a knife coming down the middle of his, like, there's things that I go, oh, that's the kind of stuff. Which is the same thing I do with character designs for clients as well.
Mm.
So you make a bunch of different ideas, and then you sort of hodgepodge and go, I call it the Frankenstein stage, where you're like, oh, I like that part of the idea, I like this,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
like this, and then you go and refine and make that better till it starts to sing a little bit more towards what you feel, right? That's the hardest thing, is like,
That's true.
is the process is a big part of making something you believe in. It's not just getting something out the door. It's not just making something and then like taking a paycheck. You're trying to make something that you can believe in,
Yeah.
and it takes time and effort to do it. So this is all stuff that I did on my own, just on the side part. I think this was even before I Hate Fairyland.
Okay. Yeah.
This is that early, before all that kind of stuff, and that's when I was like, okay, let's make Dork. Let's make him a little bit dumpier. Let's make him, a little bit more grown up in the face. And I was like, oh no, I want him to be that, And then you learn that lesson. You're like, oh no, that's not what I want. Okay, what I'm really looking for is that sweet spot of a little bit young, but coming into his own, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
this guy felt a little bit old and a little bit not correct. So
Well, it's cool, like you said, it's like pieces along the way. I mean, and that's what, art is, that discovery, the creativity of, like, you don't nail it your first time. It's just like you nail something and then you take that and then, it sticks, and then you bring it forward and keep kind of mishmashing, which is honestly like the most fun part of it, like in that way of like that road of discovery. So it's cool to see it through these artworks, like you said, and then having you pinpoint what that was for you, of like, oh yeah, this didn't really work with Dork, but like the tentacle, or a creature or
Yeah.
something like that. So I love to. I just realized like the brain, like his brain is just being completely exposed there in the front, and then like
So many
he's
details.
like getting his nose just like slightly like thin, like a sliver of pig. So
oh
yeah.
yeah.
It just these are all good though, bro. They would have been good
Yeah.
designs. I'm glad that with the one you finalized on, that's a great one. But yeah, all these are really fun. So I mean, you could have went with any direction on them, man.
Thank you. This one,
Yeah.
so it's interesting. So somebody on one of the interviews asked me is like about parody and like why are you doing something like why do you enjoy making something like a parody of something? And I didn't take offense, but I told him is like I don't believe that this is a parody at all. I am taking this as very serious in
Yeah.
the world that it is, and everything happens in this world. But this image proved that out to me because you can see the Smurf,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And as soon as I made that, I was like, this is the line I don't want to cross.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is going into nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Hey, everybody is on the joke.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want this to be a joke. I want the jokes to feel organic to the world
Yep.
and the characters, but not at the expense of losing the world building,
Yeah.
right? If I'm going to put all this time and effort into the world building, I don't want people to jump out of it going, why is there a Starbucks cup in the background, Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
You know
is there Skeff in the background
Yeah,
drawn?
why is
It's like, we
Skeff?
don't need
Yeah.
Skeff in there. So
Oh, see, yeah, so you guys
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
did
Well,
that
we're
too.
at
Yeah.
that.
we
Yeah.
want.
You don't want to break
As
the
much-
world. Yeah. Yeah. We
as
were
much
there
as
with you.
as much as I love it and I love people, because I got asked, he's like, hey, would you do that? And I didn't take the money. I didn't do it. I was like, oh, because it was just like, oh, I love it, but it's not
Yeah.
what I'm trying to build.
Well, and like
I'm
you
not
said, I mean,
answering any of that stuff. I appreciate all of you. I'm glad you have all those questions.
I'm just funneling them through, man. You don't have to answer any of them.
I have all the answers, but I'm not giving you anything. This is one issue in.
Oh,
You really
Hollywood.
want to know anything,
Yeah.
or you want to
like
see
tell
how
us
it
the
happens?
end. No, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't.
No. No, that takes the fun out of it. The covers are enough tease of what's going on in the issue, and we've got up to like issue 4, I think, is what's been revealed so far. So
Yeah.
So we've got enough to keep us,
Yeah, enough to
teased.
test on that one. Yeah.
And we've got the preview for Tucon, but yeah, I love that you shared these 2 pages on
Yeah.
the Substack. You shared the one on Instagram, and you shared both, a little bit more context, but yeah, like you said, just that exploration of, again, like trying out then a page, like not just, one off, but like getting a page of, writing and the text and everything. So
Yeah, is the light and the dark and Dork in the
Mhm.
middle gonna work? And so I literally just put him between the light and the dark, and I thought it was funny to have his face all smushed up with sweat and gross stuff. And
open belly, big old belly
And
button
again-
there.
Yeah.
the Cyclops eyeball popping out. There was just something I wanted to keep drawing it, so he's in there too. He's like getting his eyeball popped out again. It's an ongoing.
Yeah,
theme.
it's so good. I love
I
the
should hide
different
like the
colors.
beans. I should hide a Cyclops eyeball popping out in every issue, and just see if you
Yeah.
can find it in every background.
Yep.
That would be super fun. I would be
You
game
have
for
to
that.
now. You have to now.
An eye counter, yeah.
Well, you guys know my signature, right?
Right.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, funny
you know,
enough, Skeff didn't. So yeah.
Oh, but-
tell everybody about it because
Yeah, the 2 beans on the side of my signature are my 2 kids. So I actually
Yes.
do have 2 little beans hidden in my signature.
it's great.
And yeah, so I put them on every signature, and those are my 2 little beans. So
And,
Yeah.
and Tyler put him up there in the letter box or the corner box.
Oh
up
yeah,
there,
yeah. I
too.
included
You
yeah
see
from
the
your
2 beans
logo.
are up there.
Nice.
Mel
Look at
Mel
you
Milton
paying
also
so much
didn't
attention.
know about it. I told Mel, and I was like, yeah, I love it because Mel told us.
The
And of
heart in
course,
his
now I'm
signature.
blanking.
He has a
Oh,
heart.
the
in
heart.
center.
Yeah, the
nice.
heart
so-
and the M for him. And so I was like, oh, well, Brett Bean his two beans. And he was like, oh, I didn't know that. And I was like, yeah, like it's really cool. Those little tidbits of like, I remember you told me that for the first time. I was like, and I hadn't like, I thought about it, but I didn't, ask, what they were there for. It was just like, oh, I wonder what those are for. And you telling me that, I was like, oh, that's really cool that it's, you get to sign that and that every single time. And then once eventually, people find out. So,
Yeah.
Now, this isn't a question I think you can
Dork's
answer,
real
but
name.
do you know Dork's real name right now? Do you have it in your mind, or will it ever be revealed?
Yeah, I
Throughout
know who it is. I
Okay.
know it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
all
Bruce
part of it.
Wayne.
It's all
I'm not
part
expecting
of
you.
it.
I'm not expecting you
Bruce
to tell
Wayne.
us what it is right now, but just
Yeah. Take off the glasses. It's Clark Kent.
that's
What?
Oh, so these
Yeah.
are great.
This
Yeah,
is
issue
Riley
2.
Rasmus. This one was
Yeah.
crazy because I didn't know Riley
It's-
was going to do one.
It's true.
That
Oh,
got
okay.
sprung on me. That was Image helping me out, and they're like, "Hey, I really wanted Riley. I thought he would knock it out of the park." I'm like, "I don't know Riley, but I would have instantly." And he's
Yeah.
one of the freaking nicest guys in the world. So he sent me the sketch of it, and then we just started talking. And he's one of the nicest, loveliest people as well. It's all Canadians, mind you, but they're all seem to be really super nice and awesome.
They do.
But
They are.
Riley's super talented and really nice. So it was such an awesome surprise to like have him be the issue 2 variant cover artist. So it's pretty awesome.
Sweet.
That's really cool. Yeah, I wasn't familiar with them, so I saw, and again, that's what I always love is that like there's so many artists and there's so much you get put in front of our faces and stuff. So it's always fun to get something new where I'm like, oh, I didn't know this person. And I love that cover, and then let me go like check out their art and follow them and
Yeah.
get more of that. So
The Moon one with Daniel Warren Johnson, he's the other half of the artist on that.
oh, okay, the moon is following us.
Yeah, the Moon is
Again, and it's so
following
funny
us.
too, like those connections I don't make, and then as I become more familiar with something, I'm like, oh, that was that. I was like, oh, I didn't even make that connection. So that's really cool.
That
Yeah,
axe in
cover
the
makes it
The only
fantastic.
thing I'm mad about this is I didn't think of the idea of that axe in the toenail. I really
Yeah.
like that, and
Oh,
I'm mad
yeah.
that I didn't come up with
That's
that.
good.
I'm like, oh, you son of a gun! That's awesome. I love that. That's the first thing I saw. So
That is really good, and I love that it's in front
Yes,
of the
Lord.
logo. So like it's again that just like it really pops like on that corner there. So yeah, that's a super. And the eyeball too. I just realized too like how stretched that eyeball is. Like looking up, like oh that cartoon, like eyeball sticking out. Like oh that's not good. So
So I don't know if you know this, but number 2, my cover. I haven't said this to anybody. So that's the pose that Mumra has in the Thundercats intro.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's
And he has all the pieces flying off.
as
of him.
soon as you
Dude,
say it, it's like,
yeah.
okay, it hits you in the
I love
face.
that
it.
connection,
If I'm ever
yeah.
gonna do it, it's gonna be on this guy. And so so that's my homage to
That's
Thundercats.
really
Yeah, now I
cool.
see, everybody's like, now I see. Yeah, it's hard not to see
yeah.
that. So, yeah.
I tried to hide
Yeah,
it just enough that it's not a thing, but
No,
now it's a
it's
thing. I'm sorry I told everybody, but yeah, I was happy that it's like not a direct ripoff
Yeah.
because I don't really want to do that. So it's not
Yeah.
taking you out of it, but it was like that. I
But if you
remember that
know-
scene from
Yeah.
that, and I was like, that was so cool, the way he was presented, and so
Yeah.
it was like,
I mean,
wanna
he's
do
one of the
something like
coolest villains.
that. Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah.
We had Derek on and had a little Easter egg with one of his pages, and nobody could guess what it was. And it was like a GI Joe. It was like the base.
Cobra headquarters, and
Yeah,
it was
Cobra
yeah.
headquarters.
He did it like it was like a Candyland version issue of Fairyland, and he had it like
Okay.
as a base, and that was the prize. If anybody could guess what '80s cartoon this was from, they won a prize. And we had to give so many hints, Brett. I was getting
really?
so tickled.
You
Derek
felt bad.
was
But I was
laughing.
like, what panel? All right, what? I was like, okay, I don't think anybody's getting it.
But once you see it, it was obvious. It was like,
It-
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
it
it's,
clicked,
yeah,
yeah.
but this one stuff pops out. So yeah, I'm glad you
Yeah.
said that.
Do you know that one the I Hate Fairyland where she gets swallowed by the monster and everything?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I don't remember which episode. I think it's like 5 or 6. Anyway,
Yeah.
there's a piece in there that is inside Unicron when he's munching up all the things from the Transformers animated film,
Uh-huh.
and I drew over some of the pieces of the inside of Unicron for that inside one where she's going through the entire section of the Beast.
That's
So
awesome.
there is a piece of of Transformers 1986 in
That's
that.
amazing. I'm gonna have to
I
go
love
back
those.
now and
Yes.
look. Yeah,
I pulled the book
that's
out
so
from over
good.
there. So,
Yeah.
That stuff is always so fun, and again, it's just like a fun thing. 'Cause he did it
it's
again. He did
true.
it with like an Akira, and I was like, yeah, that is Akira. I was like, yeah, that makes so total sense seeing that. But it's like you said, it's that thing where you consume, but then also like putting it back out. And sometimes that's putting back out what you consume because you think it's cool and can reference it like you did here with Mum Ra. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's the
yeah,
feeling you want to, like for me, it's like you're
mm,
trying to remember the feeling
yeah,
of what you felt, and then you try to put that into it, right? So there's homages that a lot of people do, for like the Akira with the bike and everything like that. So there's
Yeah.
yeah,
homage, which is a direct almost translation, and so it's like putting chicken on a catapult, and then you do it in that way. That's an
yeah,
homage. And then there's the ones where you're trying to capture the feeling you felt when you
mm,
saw it. And
yeah,
that's the difference between those two. Neither one of them is right and wrong. It has nothing to do with that.
yeah,
It's just what you're trying to get across, right? Like
yeah.
it's the purpose of what you're trying to do. So that's the difference.
No, for sure. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised the other day when I went to the comic store because the Godzilla Starship run currently, I didn't realize they were doing movie poster homage, like covers, and so I realized it was Starship Fighter was the homage they were doing for that poster, and I was like, and I saw the cover and I was like, oh my god, I was like, I know what that is, and like you said, that feeling of like, man, I love that movie, like that's so cool to see because that's one you don't hear like if something it's not talked about as much. It's like, oh man, that's super cool to see then somebody else
Sure.
homage it for like a cover for a comic. So it makes total sense the feeling like you're saying versus just a straight like, oh, that is this, kind of a deal. Not to say like you said it's wrong or right, but just
Yeah.
you know,
It engages a different part of your brain because you're trying
Yes.
to identify it because you're like, I know what this is. And so you're not feeling it. You're using the other half, the analytical part, to identify. It's kind of like a quote that you're trying to remember. You're like, oh, what's that
mm,
quote? You're not feeling the funniness of it compared to
yeah,
remembering it and like going, oh, that was awesome. And so it's the switch between those two things. So either one is fine. It's
yeah,
just which one are you going after? So,
yeah.
and that's
No, for
design.
sure.
That's what I
Also,
try to teach in design class is like
yeah,
character design is like you have to find your purpose. Like what are you trying to get somebody to feel? And if you don't do that with a design, you've failed.
yeah.
So it could be an awesome drawing, but if you got them to try to feel something specific, you failed if they don't feel that way.
Mm.
That's the
Yeah.
difference. Blah blah blah
No,
blah
the
blah.
tipping
No,
point.
no.
No, I mean,
Good.
and I
Good. It's
love
good
that. I mean,
info.
like you said, it's a great, it's a great thing to keep in mind. Like you said, hearing you discuss dork and finding that because you knew what you wanted, like you said, realizing that yeah, you can make a younger version that would look cute and cool and maybe sell and stuff or whatever, but it still broke what you were trying to get across with them, which is why you then had to change the design and get it to a point where you were wanting to get that feeling across. So yeah.
Absolutely.
All right,
Um.
real quick. We're an hour and a
Yeah.
half in, Brett. So if there's any time that you do need to hop off for other things, please let us know. But we'll keep going we'll keep riding this as long as
Like
you.
unless you're bored, like I can keep talking. I mean, I'm
No,
assuming
no,
my
no, no,
family's
no.
gonna show up, so I'm gonna get a couple screams in the background. Is like, why can't I
Yeah.
play video games and stuff like that? But
No, no,
like,
no, dude. We could go 4 hours. So
Yeah,
don't. Yeah,
Dustin
no,
will
don't.
keep you at
Yeah,
some
don't.
point.
well, I'm
Yeah,
not guaranteeing 4 hours,
I
but
know.
I can
No.
go. Yeah, yeah.
That's why we just want to be courteous to your time. That's all I was
Yeah,
trying to get at.
I
But,
appreciate it. It's you can just tell everybody that the reason the book is late is because of the two of you.
yeah, bleeding cool. We'll pull that for tomorrow. It's like two dorks delay dork.
two,
So
two doors
Tudor
delay
Slay the
door.
Dork. That's great. That would
now,
be a great, yeah.
now I did see a comment about this, Brett, and someone was
Yeah.
like saying everybody needs to get as many issues of these. This is a key issue because Invincible is coming into the Dorkland. He's bringing that,
Oh,
and I was like, yes, absolutely, get as many issues as you can get for that. I was trying to promote it, so I don't think they got the memo from Image.
Yeah,
That
not the
is
yeah.
yeah. So I like that comment. That was a good comment from them.
yeah, but I also feel bad for them that if they were to try to invest and like I would lead them astray. But
Now,
yes, that is funny. But I would hope that once they show up to their comic shop and see 50 variants of Invincible on everybody's book, that they might put two
Nah.
and two together and go like, I don't know if all of these are going to be connected. Oh
It's
no, it's like
multiverse.
Civil War all over
Yeah,
again.
yeah, so,
This has
Guys,
never
it's so
been done
many.
yet.
no, very impressive. But you also made headline saying that this art would be available for sale, and I'm assuming this is going to be $25,000. Is what we were trying to price it at. So
Please, there's no way.
that's what we
No
were
way.
pricing it at.
No way.
I mean, you got it's so much winning on the cover.
This one was a fun one, and again, this one was I was just trying to make Ryan smile.
Yeah.
I just kept adding characters and putting them in the background and then I would just send him photos and go, all right, this is what I'm doing. And he was like, oh, it's Angstrom in the front. Oh, so it was just this play off of like your buddy, and you're like, oh, great, now I can play in your sandbox just for a day. And you just sort of mess around in there, and it was a fun time. And Simon Gao, I think that's how you say your last name. I'm sorry, Simon. He colored this one, so he did a great job too.
Very nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, I need to be better about getting everyone's name, because again, I don't want to forget letters or colors and stuff, like pointing out those people too.
That's my job. Don't worry about that. That's my job.
No.
Not everybody has to remember every single thing. But I like to I like to remember that stuff when I can. Sometimes I can't because you're just in the middle of other things, and then you just have to apologize and move on and go. I usually try, and I didn't remember, but this time
get it for next time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it reminded me too, like I'm sure, like you're saying, getting them to smile, like it just takes me back to getting that commission of you of Gert, punching Invincible or whatever, and like the photo that you took of like Brian all angry or whatever. Because it's just, again, like you said, that's what makes it, is that friendship, and then especially being able to then play in each other's worlds and like, oh, I get to draw your characters. I'm like, oh, that's fun. It's not like a weird thing. It's like, oh, that's cool. You got to, like you said, draw Angstrom in the front, or Alan with Dork and stuff. So yeah.
It's got to be pretty wild too, because now Dork's going to be like a really commissioned piece. Like cons coming up with con season starting up here, so we've already seen some of the fan art coming in. So how's that going to feel to see like an Otley
Let's talk
Dork?
about that instead.
Like
Let's
commission.
talk about that instead. I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about how awesome it is that people like it enough to spend their time and energy to make artwork. Like there's some people trying to sell their stuff, which is cool. They can make money, and I think artists need all the help they can get, especially now in this day and age of AI and all that kind of stuff. So I'm all for it, but it's really awesome just to see the fan art and people like trying to are inspired enough by it to just sit down and do something. It's really awesome. So
Absolutely.
I'm blown away by. I never would imagine that people would take to these set of characters in this way. So yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Well, speaking of that, I guess sorry, we have the preview and then we'll get to it. So I just had the preview pages, but we can kind of like skim over them. They're available on the post that the Image made. So there's giving a preview of what's coming up. But you or I'm sorry, no, we have the cover for 3.
It's coming.
Yeah, I know. I keep, because I forgot like the slides too. Like we're supposed to have the slideshow in the presentation. I'm having to like do it on the web because it was too big.
Oh, God.
Don't worry about it, Tyler. You're doing great. Don't worry about it.
We're making him nervous now.
Like, where are we at? What do we
have? Don't worry about it. You're doing awesome.
Nobody look at him.
Yeah, dismiss the wizard behind the curtain.
I can't just cover the top screen with my. I can't really do it.
Cover 3, I mean, again, some really awesome. I love that the sword through and the tear coming off the eye.
Oh yeah, I missed that. That's
the sad. And again, it's such a like funny, like weird thing. But again, I just love when it's okay to hide the logo in a way. And that's one of those things where it's like, I'm sure it's again like you want people to look and go know which issue it is, but that's just so fun to me, that little small touch of like, yeah, this would just be a really cool idea. Let's, cover the, the logo in some way, but it's still legible so people can still, pick it up. So,
yeah, Nate is a beast. His logo is so good that it shines through no matter what. And we went back and forth a bit on that, and I sort of kind of gave him notes and what I wanted, and he just went out and he just rocked it and killed it. And so I think it's easy for him to cover that up because it's still, you can still read it and it's still really, it says everything it needs to say. He did such a good job. So
yeah,
absolutely.
Awesome. No, I love, if you go check out, I don't have the image, but if you go check out his social media, I love that image of like the actual, hand-drawn one that he did concept. And then seeing, translated. His stuff is super cool. I mean, lettering is such an interesting thing and that's why I want to promote it, because it's so interesting and it's something I think that can easily be overlooked, but it's just as much work trying to figure out a logo or lettering and like, and branding for something like this and trying to get it, like you said, right to where it fits the comic, but then it's still legible and shines, even if you're covering half of it, if you will. So
Oh, it's
Yeah, for
coming. It's
sure.
coming.
For
It's
sure.
coming.
Yeah, yeah. And even I don't know if you noticed this. Have you noticed that there are no tails on the balloons?
So I
Now,
hadn't noticed, but it was in one of your interviews that you did with somebody, or you said it, and then I went back and looked, and I was like, oh my gosh, like they're not. Yeah, they're all like curvy, like just endpoints. Like there's no sharp tail. So
Nate wanted to try something, and at
yeah.
first I was pretty nervous, and I was like, you know what? He's taking a chance with me. I'm going to take a chance that this is something that he wants to try. And he said that he asked other people, and everybody said no. So I was like,
Mm,
I should say yes. I should say yes to somebody who wants to try something new and different and see what happens. And worst case
yeah.
scenario is we have to switch it or do something if it's not there.
If somebody
But
calls it out, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I
Yeah.
think it works, and most people don't even notice or think about it. But it's one of those things that hopefully he got to, spread his wings a little bit and go, yeah, yeah, I want to try this thing out. So yeah, it turned out great.
Yeah. No, I mean, like it's super cool, and like you said, it didn't detract from the artwork or anything, like to where it was like, oh, there's no, sharp points. It's this instead. But it's fun looking back at it and going, oh, this fits Dork. This feels, and like you said, cohesive to the world that you're trying to build, and rather than just hold to the standards, I guess, if you will, of what
Yeah,
should be done or something like that. So
yeah. Most people
yeah.
don't notice. I just read that. I'm like, yeah, most people don't notice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it'd be one of those things. Yeah, I'm sure there's somebody who was like, "Oh, I can't believe they didn't." They're not doing
yeah.
sharp points or something. But I would have been really surprised if I would have made Bleeding Cool's headline or something like that. Oh my goodness. And then you had shared this cover, which
I did,
these
man. Tyler, you're deep diving on me, buddy.
I know. Again,
You gotta
I
get 'em
gotta
all.
I gotta scrape. You gotta get everything, and it's just I love this cover. I love these Chihuahua dog looking
That's a good description of
feral
them.
like. And I'm glad that Dorks is a little bit more like head in the game here. He's not questioning, because I'm like, man, how do you get out of a situation like this? Like this is just
Right.
like the wolves, I guess, from earlier, that same kind of thing where it's like, man, this is everything is looking doom and gloom. But I'm sure, and I just realized too, he doesn't have shield in this picture. It's just him. So that's an interesting thing too. Yeah. It's really cool cover. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love all the speculation. Because like once it's out of my hands,
Yeah.
it's up to each person to take their interpretation of it. It's just fascinating because I'm like, oh yeah, you're thinking about stuff that I don't necessarily always think about or recognize or see. It could be that that's something important, or it could very well
Yeah.
just be that um, I had 3 issues with the shield on it and I decided to take them out.
Well, funny enough,
Or
my
maybe they all died.
Wow.
Maybe they're all
yeah.
done.
Mm.
Shield and chicken. I don't see a chicken in there either. Oh,
Oh no.
I would say, yeah, no chicken. Yeah.
man,
Yeah,
what's
My
chicken
wife
dies.
did.
All right.
man.
She sent me one cut, and then I feel terrible. I'm blanking. The cover, who's the artist that where Dork is riding the unicorn for issue #1.
Is that Jason
Oh,
Howard?
Jason Howard.
Yeah, Jason Howard's. He was like, "Does Dork ride a unicorn in the issue, or is this just like for the cover kind of thing?" I was like, "No, I was like they eat one in issue 1,
Yeah.
but I was like, I'm pretty sure this is
That was
just like
it.
it's just a fun,
Yeah.
little thing." So
That's what Jason glommed onto. He laughed at
yeah,
that part and he's like, "Can I do that?" It's the same thing with Stegman. He's like, "I have to do the chicken. Will you let me do the chicken?" I'm like, "Of course you can do the chicken."
yeah,
Yeah, whatever sort of works and makes that artist more creative or something that speaks to them, then of course I always say yes, unless it's way out of line and stuff like that.
Well, I was
So
gonna say, is that something that, not that you fear it, but is that something, knowing that like that's something you reach later on in the issue? Like, do I want to reveal this on the cover? Do I want this kind of like the Grogu thing? Like, do I hold this off and let people experience it, or do I make merch and then everybody knows about chicken, kind of beforehand? So
well, I thought that I did think about that, but I also thought that there was such a smaller percentage of people getting the Ryan Stegman that I thought
mm,
it didn't ruin
Hmm.
the overall experience of what was going to happen.
yeah,
So I took the gamble that it was okay, and I wanted Ryan to have fun with it, especially when you're getting somebody as prolific and awesome as Ryan to help you out and
Yeah.
do something for you, that you sort of just gauge like, okay, you're interested in this. I'm not going to be the person to tell you don't do it because
Yeah.
maybe somebody might see something coming. So I'm like, oh, okay. I think most people just read it and get lost in the story, and then stuff happens and you're like, oh, look at that. If the people who are going to think about those things and kind of reanalyze everything, I'm not going to stop them from doing that. They're
Yeah.
going to do that no matter what. My brother was like that. He would say everything. He would watch a murder mystery movie and he would sit there and he would whisper, every single person is the
Yeah.
killer. And then at the end, he'd say, I told you. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, but your batting average is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said
Yeah.
everyone is the killer. Of course, you're going to be
My-
right eventually.
Yeah, my dad does the same thing. I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, your deduction
Call
is
everything.
down when
Yeah.
you're just removing every single possible scenario to then get to the end. Yeah, so
Yeah. And then you're
and
like,
it was
yeah,
one of those,
told you. I'm like, okay, great.
and it
Good for
didn't
you.
end up ruining it. Again, it was a fun thing, especially being like, oh man, like that makes now sense looking at the cover after reading it. But then beforehand being like, what is this? Like, I want to find out what that is and
Yes.
read it to get to whatever this point is. And even if you don't, even if it was just a nothing that happened in the issue, it still would be like, oh, that's a really fun, character on the cover. Maybe we see that later on or something like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Scaff read my mind. Broke clock right twice, so he's right.
well, I think yes.
Oh, yeah. This hasn't been. We're breaking news here on.
Yeah,
This has
breaking
not been
news, yeah.
revealed. This is a Best Marine has did it. The cover for Dork number 5, and I have purchased the original art already.
Oh my gosh, who is this?
This is
This
it's a young artist. he's new in the game and he's got a good passion.
Amazing.
No, it's Brad. It's not.
It's Dustin Dork.
It's not.
That's so great.
I didn't have a brown highlighter, so he's wearing a rain jacket. And my
I'm so
dork
proud of you.
my dork has abs. There's a new character being introduced called Pinky. It's a floating chair that carries
Whoa.
around shield. Chicken was the best thing to draw. And
Wow,
of
that's
course,
such a good blue fish.
I feel like.
Yeah.
And then of course, this was my favorite part to draw. The absolute
Yeah.
Batman #1 dork has.
Ah.
So yeah, it's
Oh.
horrible. But this took me all of 15 minutes, and I am so proud of this. This is going on the wall.
It's not horrible. Did you have fun doing it?
I did. Tyler was working on the slides. I was working on this. So that was.
Then it can't be horrible.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It can't be. It can't be. I really believe this. If you had fun doing it, it can't be horrible.
No. I'm an accountant.
That's great.
Tyler's the artist. I do this for fun, just to show that you can do this art, and it looks like a child did it, but it's fun. It's fun. It's silly, and these characters are really fun to draw. I could see why Stegman wanted to draw the chicken, even though I didn't make it look like it. And I put up Stegman's cover. That's after Stegman. I should have put a homage there. So
After-
That's funny.
sorry. Yeah. This is the prize for tonight's show.
Oh, everyone drops off.
What?
Just kidding.
Now we're definitely getting a Bleeding Cool article after
Well,
that.
well, the
Wonderful.
young Bill Burr voice is going to be the Mumra homage, and the young Bill Burr is going to be like the headlines tomorrow from that.
Oh goodness.
All right, that's all we got.
Not the topic, but yeah. So I also saw when I was looking up stuff on Comic League that the trade paperback will release August 25th, and so it's the Book of Certain Doom Volume 1. So yeah, looking forward to. It's one of those things where I'm reading now more than ever and picking up individual issues, which I love. Because I would more so just wait, and then get the trade paperbacks. But now I love it because it's like, oh, cool. Now I can get the trade paperback after collecting the individual issues and reading, because it's just a lot more fun to keep up with it and pick it up, monthly and grab it and stuff. But for those of, people who don't want to do that, or, or saving and maybe want to get something like this, then that option is available as well. So.
And Shane asked
sure.
a question. Shane asked a question, Brett, that you answered on Instagram last week about when copies will be available at brettbean.com. Because you had told on Instagram why you were delaying. Yeah, why you were delaying that, like trade paperbacks and the actual issues for future issues. You said on Instagram last week that you had delayed doing some of that to give the retailers, local comic shops, a chance that believed in you, a chance to sell the copies first before you put them up.
Yes, well, that's when I thought everybody would have too many copies and I would have to like
Okay.
fight people to buy it. That's the crazy thing. So now I live in this world of if it's too low, it's nothing but flippers will
Yeah,
take
you're right.
advantage.
You're right.
And
You're
if
right.
it's so I even told the I have some convincing to do with certain people that I work with, that there's a way to maintain being a good guy. And I told him, when you working with me, always think this way. We can take advantage of the situation, but not of the person.
Mm.
Like that's the goal,
That's a good.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like if the market says this is worth something, like if I put something on eBay and somebody wants to buy it, that's amazing for me. It's amazing for them that they have the luxury to be able to pay for something like that. But it shouldn't be at the expense of making everybody feel like the only way to get on this bandwagon is to pay overpriced garbage, right?
Yeah.
It should stay less than a cup of coffee for anybody that wants to come on board, right?
Yeah.
That's why the second print is going. If at all willing, it's going to be third print. If the second print sells out, stuff like that, right? And then there's the paperback where it's like, great, you're going to get 5 issues together. It'll be a cheap price for you. So there will be options for people that come in late or people that come in who don't have the same means as everybody else. But that's the sort of goal that I have for the entire process of it. So I haven't sold any of my books because honestly, I don't know how to do it the way that is going to feel good inside yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
feel
fair.
like, you know what I mean? So everybody's just like, hey, because I just got offered to like, I want to buy 100 of them and I'll pay you this much. And I just flat out said no. And it was
Yeah.
a nice paycheck, but
Yeah.
it wasn't going the right way and it wasn't going for the right reasons. And so I'm sitting on them until I can figure out what I want to do. My hope is actually, because I want my kids to be able to have a couple, I'm going to get each of the variant artists to sign it and I'm going to sign it. And then those are the ones I'm going to slab and keep on the side for my kids.
That's really cool. That's
The
awesome.
goal is to have every single comic I've made or book that I've done, I save 2 copies, one for each of them, and I have a big bin that I keep those in for one day. I would hope that they would go back and have 1 copy of each of things from. I'm not going to cry. I love my kids.
I was gonna say you're
That's
getting
beautiful.
me. Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. And so my hope is that hopefully I'm a good enough dad that they'll want to remember me, and they can go back and look at all that stuff that I did with them growing up and helping them out. And that's yeah. So I keep 2 of everything for them.
I'm sure you're succeeding because you know, getting like you get that from your parents and for me it's always going to the movies. Like that's what I did with my dad. Like going to the movies and seeing whatever was new in theaters and then talking about it and stuff. And so it's like those memories are what was important because he kept 2 things, funny enough, like there were nerdy things I was able to keep. One was an X-Men comic that had the front and back cover ripped off, but they were like still on it. And then the other was his original mail-in order for the first Kenner Star Wars toys that were released. And he still has them
That's
in the
cool.
shipping box with his name on it and stuff. And like you said, it's one of those things where it's like that's worth a lot, but it's like it's worth more knowing that he kept these and they were important, and then now I get to keep them and display them and have that. So I'm sure they'll really appreciate that. So that's really cool that you do that, and that you share that. I love hearing stuff like that. So yeah, really cool.
It's important. I think it's
Yeah.
important. It's more important than
No,
a lot of
yeah.
the other stuff that happens, in life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, it's a good reminder.
Oh.
oh, look at that art showcase. That one
Yeah.
person who really wanted to hurry up and get this over with. Sorry about that. Extra hour-long conversation with Brett. I am
No.
sorry.
Yeah, this one's for me. This is everybody else can tune out now. This is what I've been excited. I've been excited to see this for months. So
Okay, let's see if I can do this. So.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
That's the money.
Yeah, so you can actually see it digitally. I actually added the things because I wanted it to come up. So there are a couple things: the wall on the one side and the staff. Once I had this down, I felt it was too much space happening, and I wanted to fill up it a little bit more. So that's the sort of choices that I end up making. Just going like, oh, it's about the product at the end of the day, not about the thing. So that's. Well, Skeff, will you stop?
Stop.
Get out of here.
70,000 pesos. He's getting it.
Good Good Lord, that cockroach over there just talking away all the time. That bearded cockroach. You know, I'm going to call you that from now on.
Bearded
You watch
cockroach.
it.
I
we,
love that.
we see a bearded cockroach in Dork, we know who it is now. So,
So this is the map that's on the
Did you
inside cover.
oh wow.
did you just kind of like except like there's map generators and stuff? Did you just kind of like did you reference anything or did you just kind of go in and like kind of space it out? And then I'm just curious because it looks really cool. It looks really well done.
Oh,
So
thank you. No, I kind of just had this idea. I did a mirror on it, and so I
oh
flipped
yeah.
it because I wanted it to feel like it was very similar on
Huh.
both sides but different. And then I know I
Yeah.
needed the scar running through the
Oh,
entire
sorry.
thing, so it kind of breaks
Yeah.
up the entire line. But that was the entire idea. And then I sent that to Nate saying, "Hey Nate, what do you think?" Nate Picos, the letterer, he's a
Yeah.
huge nerd for maps. Like he actually does them
Oh,
on the
really?
side for himself and D&D
That's cool.
campaigns and stuff. And so he totally geeked out on it, and we had a whole conversation. I was like, I knew I liked this guy. I knew I liked this guy. Yeah.
Hey,
That's really
So it
cool,
was
yeah.
just really cool. Yeah.
real quick, anybody putting comments up? I've been throwing comments up on the screen, but I'm not going to do it for this segment because I don't want to block any of the art. So that's why we're going to pause that for just a minute.
So that's first page. Everybody can see that, right? You're all good?
Oh no, that looks
Yes.
good. Looks real good, man.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I like that page.
Good.
Yeah, I just love seeing like these original like the original inks and stuff. Like, it's just so striking. And not that it's not striking without the colors, but it's just it's just super cool to see.
Something about the inks.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that was my favorite thing when I went to Disneyland. I was always above the restaurant in the Pirates of the Caribbean artwork that was above the stuff and all the black and white
Ooh.
sketches of Imagineering. That was always my
Yes.
favorite part. So yeah, I
Yeah.
love all that.
I love that the shield just and the twisting of the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just such a wild ride. The unicorn head.
Yeah. The Rainbow Runs. Somebody kept saying like I'm just gonna say Rainbow Runs all the time. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
that was a
You
good
never-
line.
you never know what line somebody's gonna like. You know.
True.
Oh,
Not poor chicken.
Chicken. Oh,
Chicken.
Innocent chicken. Oh, double page. I love it.
2-page spread.
yeah, salivate.
Starting to lose it.
I can't contain it. Well, someone asked a question that you could. How long did it take to draw this issue, Brett, from start to finish?
That's a good question. I should probably have an answer for you. Um,
This is your test run.
I would say that I don't know. I think at the height of it, when I needed to get done with something, I could ink 4 pages a day. But I never timed myself to the artwork of the layouts and everything.
Yeah.
So I think I probably did about 2 pages a day when it came to inking.
Okay.
And then beyond that, so this is the final big page. Flash page.
Is that what I think it is?
Yep, that's Nate's. I
Oh,
put that in there for you
man.
to see. This is
I don't want to.
Nate's.
Sorry, I didn't want to take away from your final page, but I was just like,
No,
oh
no,
my
no,
god.
No. Yes. I was. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that.
Let's see the final. Can we see the final page one more time, Brett?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
that's
super
good.
fun.
Yeah.
The
dadgummit.
split
show
stuff has
it.
got to be really fun to do.
And I'll show you as a little special treat for everybody who's stuck through this whole 2 hours. This is the first drawing I did of chicken to make my wife laugh.
Oh my
Oh, that's
goodness.
good.
That's the first chicken, and that became the sticker, and that became the
Yeah, I was gonna say the sticker. Yeah.
yeah. But at first,
That's
it
so
wasn't a part of the universe. I did it because there was a real chicken that that was real in like the Depression era, and the guy went to make dinner, cut off the head, but he cauterized the bone and the vein to where the chicken's body lived for like almost a whole year. And
Wow.
he went on tour with it, and people paid money to see the headless chicken, and he fed it by putting like a little bit of feed down into his neck, and this chicken lived forever, and it only died because one of his workers accidentally sat on it.
Oh my gosh.
And I read
What a
that,
wild. Yeah.
and I was like, that is the craziest real story ever. And that inspired to like, wouldn't it be funny
Yeah.
if da 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 da? And I was like, oh, it's totally real. It's totally real.
Oh,
You can love. I
That's
think his name
wild.
was
Yeah.
yeah, Mike the Headless
Oh,
Chicken. Yeah,
Jerry's a
yeah.
teacher, so yeah,
Neuro
there you go,
classes.
Mike
yeah,
the
so
Headless
Yeah.
Seed. Yeah, it was fascinating to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is real. And then I just came up with like, wouldn't it be funny if there was a chicken with the head cut off, but he was a ghost? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
let's do that. And then so that led into the next thing, and there you go.
When it's really cool that, like you said, it wasn't intentionally created for the comic you created before, but then being able to see like, oh, this could be really fun and would fit the world really well and bring it in and then, figure out a way to like get that to
Well,
mesh.
I haven't shown you the original sidekick. The original sidekick is completely different, and I had all these other character
Oh,
designs, but it still wasn't working.
yeah.
And
yeah.
so I put Dork and all the characters away because I'm like, going, it's there. I know I want another character for comic relief in a dumb way, but this isn't working yet. It's not
Yeah.
who it needs to be. And then I did that one when I researched that on some random, just like looking up random facts. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, this is amazing. I did that just to make, and then it clicked and went, oh, because what you need is when you have, because I love Hellboy and I love BPRD. And what I
Yeah.
really love about them is that cast of characters are all extremely strong. Mignola really knows what he's doing, obviously, but
Yeah,
right.
little bit, a little bit.
But what I really like is all of his characters were really strong characters, and so I
Yeah.
knew that I felt strongly about Dork and Shield, that I needed if somebody else was going to join the team, that they needed to be just as strong, or they were going to be a throwaway.
Mm.
And so the characters I had done 5 or 6, and I'd like put them in, done full drawings, put them up next to each other, did little comparisons, everything, and nothing was really working. And then
Yeah.
once I did that silly drawing, and Julie giggled, my wife, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that can
I
work,
wanted
that can
something.
work.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah, yeah. So that's how it. That was the how
That's
it
really
happened.
cool. I was gonna say, because like as soon as you showed, I was like, oh my gosh, like I've seen that sticker before. So yeah, that's funny
Yeah.
that like
Yeah.
then have that like yeah, tie back.
And
So
that was the test. I did the sticker, and I was like, let's see if anybody buys a sticker without knowing anything about this character and what it's about. And then it sold, and I was like, okay, I have a good idea here. I can
Good.
use this for this character. Yeah, that was
that's
it.
awesome.
That
That's
was my
super cool.
litmus test. Yeah.
Well, you had mentioned earlier in the show you hate plugs, and
Yep.
I'm sorry to tell you, there's literally a whole
Okay.
section called the plug where
Yeah.
we plug artists and stuff. So this is kind of wrapping up. So like we just kind of go through, what you have coming up, other projects you're working on. And so I'll go through quickly. People can kind of scan stuff. I love Dungeon Crawler Carl. I love Crocodile. There was the backer kit for this. It's done now, but you can still late pledge, so you can scan this. It'll take you to the site. I put the tiny little princess donut there in the alligator, the crocodile costume, because I love that. It's such a cute sketch. I also love that you posted more Dungeon Crawler Carl, that the sneak peek of the special cover. Again, the You Will Not Break Me, like that drawing you keep showing. It's just so awesome. And again, I loved it too, seeing you and your son side by side, like his take on it as well. Plus his sketch for Dork, which was really cool. So
it's really fun. Every once in a while, he just kind of comes in and sits in my lap, and he's like, "Dad, can I draw with you?" And just like, "Of course." Yeah.
That's the best.
You learn that
Yeah,
from
that's absolutely the
Stephen
best.
King's book, where he's like all of his early stuff. He used to do everything in the door closed, and then he
Yeah.
talks about like do it with the door open, because you're not going to get those years back. And I always kind of remembered that and went, okay, like sometimes it has to be the closed because Daddy has deadlines and stuff.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
when there's opportunities, and they come in and they say, hey, I want to spend time with you in your world, then you got to put it aside and go like, yeah. Because one day they're not going to care. They're going to be off playing video games and dating and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, I'll take these moments when I have it, and then I have these little drawings that they do, and it's awesome. So
no,
really beautiful.
absolutely. That's really special and cool. Like I don't have kids, but it still always is awesome to hear people talk about that. And again, I want that, with my parents, so like knowing like, hey, I can be working, but not everyone's going to be here, so making time, going and seeing family and stuff like that. Yeah. It's like you said, it's the most important thing. As much
or
as we
they
love
have their
the art
own
and stuff.
worlds, right? Yeah, as soon
Yeah.
as because then they start getting their own world, and then you can't really blame them because everybody gets inundated with their own life. and
Yeah.
you know, they don't really have as much time as they do. So take it while you can.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the older you get, it's just especially the technological day and age we live in. Like again, there's just so much bombardment every day of like trying to get attention and stuff. So, yeah. Yes, go back this if you haven't. The con will be coming out later this year, but yeah, super looking forward to getting to dig back into this world, but through a different lens, which will be really fun. So,
Yeah, I'm having a blast with the Dungeon Crawler Crawl. It's really fun.
yeah.
So, yeah.
No, and like you said, it's fun seeing like you and Matt like watching that
Yeah.
first interview with you guys, or like seeing your Instagram post or hearing about you sharing with each other, like the fact that you take pictures of his books and stuff is super
Hey,
funny. So.
and Brett, we referenced you on an earlier show whenever Tyler had asked a question during that live stream, and you went, "Oh, Tyler," you made the face that you made during it. We actually took a
I was
screen
hoping
clip
to
of
choose
that.
my question, and yeah, just looking at you sighing, I was like, oh gosh, I know who this
That was a
is,
highlight. Yeah,
unfortunately.
that was a highlight. But
I aim to make people sigh. That's
yeah,
literally
we're good
my
at it. We're
job.
good at
So
it.
Good.
yeah.
It's a good purpose to have.
That's right. Now that boy Chris P was on last week with Mel
Yep.
Milton, and we wanted to make sure and plug your appearance with him. This is, and we're promoting it. We weren't really, we knew it had sold out. We knew it was going to be huge. Now this show is taking on like a different, stratosphere up there. So, no pressure, but this will be a fun show to go to just to see the people in there. Just it's going to probably be a love fest, Brett. So prepare yourself. But I'm excited. Yeah,
As long as we can talk about other stuff that we love, that's fine by me. As long as we can talk
Yeah.
about some collective that we all love.
it's your moment now.
Oh man, it's too weird. Have you noticed every time somebody talks about me, I start to like sway
You
back and
deflect.
forth, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's
Do with
not.
your hands.
I don't know what to do with any of that. I appreciate it, but I don't know what to do with any of it yet.
No.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, completely
appreciate
fair.
it, though. Thank you.
We'll keep it in mind if you ever come back on the show. It will be
If-
Brett free. It'll just be I don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about some. We'll talk about one of the steak, one of the Ryans.
It'll
We'll
be
talk about
what
one of
you're
the
wanting
Ryans
is a
sometime.
segment after where we talk about our favorite things or just random stuff like that. So
By then, your show will be called the DTs, and it'll just be the only two.
Oh man.
yeah, the door. Yeah, exactly.
Now, unfortunately, I will not be at MegaCon, but I am so excited to see pictures of your booth from there because I am predicting lines wrapped around the Ryans. No. They're going to have to say, Otley, we're going to have to move you to a different table because we got to make room for Brett's.
Dude, that is not gonna happen. Ryan is amazing.
Frank
He's got
Cho, I'm
Invincible
sorry.
shows.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
now that Invincible's in the Dork universe, wink, wink,
Uh,
you're getting all this. No. It'll be fun. I know you're saying 5 is kind of your goal. I think you're going to surpass that pretty easily. But
6 surpasses. 6 is good.
6 is higher than
Six is a good
5.
number. Six
It's
is
greater.
higher than 5. Yeah.
That's no. It'll be well deserved, and I'm just looking forward to seeing it from afar and hearing Seth and Tyler fight over sketch commissions and pages.
Yeah, you'll
and all that
unfortunately have to
stuff.
see me, but that's just comes with the territory. So
Oh,
I'll make it as painless as possible.
I love it. It's good to see you every time.
Same with C2E2, March 27th. That'll be crazy too, because like going back to back like that, the two big conventions, I'm sure
wow.
is a lot, to prep for and everything. But
Yeah.
I've not made it out to C2E2. I'd like to make it out there at some point. So that's also a fair point, Skeff.
Yeah, C2E2 fun, and then right after that, I'm actually I am flying out. I won't say where he lives, but I'm flying out to where Nate lives. I'm gonna go hang out with the letter and Nate Picos for a couple of days, just to hang out.
That's really cool.
See his end of the world. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's
I come
really
from
fun.
animation background, so
Yeah.
I actually find it really important to make time to know the people I work with and know a little bit more about them. Jean's the hardest person to know, but I do know a couple things about him, but I don't reveal anything because I think he's a very separate
Very
person.
mysterious. Yeah.
But I try to. It's my animation background. I used to work on teams and stuff, and I try to at least know the people I work with and know how they operate, what they like, what they do. It's important to me because it also it makes me feel like I put my best effort if I know that there are other people that I rely on and should rely on me as well. So
Yeah.
No, 100%. I agree.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is what we're.
It's curious
Oh,
because
sorry.
most
No, no.
comics, I feel like most comic art is remote in that sense. Like it's funny because we talk about remote work and stuff, and like being a game dev, like I've been remote for like the last 4 years, but there is something special about being with the team and in person and being able to chat with them, like that natural conversation that happens that just generally doesn't happen when you're talking online. So
And see, to me, you can do that in a video game setting. I do feel like the comic books
mm,
section is all very separated. And so when I started down the road of comics, it's the part I didn't like.
yeah,
I was like, no, I don't want to feel like you just shove crap off and say, go do this, and then let me know when it's done. It's like that
yeah,
doesn't feel like I want to live my life making comics this way. You want
yeah,
to be a little bit more invested in the people that you're working with, right? So it was part of it. So knowing the personalities and how you're going to mesh together and work, especially because sometimes it's late nights or you need something, really fast and it's a pain in the butt and it's stressful, then you want to feel like you're with the right people to do it.
yeah,
But I want to change that in comics, honestly. It's like, oh, if I could help promote that to other people and have them feel like when they work with me, they miss that. And so they take that to their next job or they take that to their next thing. I think it does nothing but actually help them build community in a more peer like way instead of
yeah,
just with customers and money, right?
yeah.
Right.
There's more connection. I think everybody could use that. So yeah.
No, 100%. Yeah, it's crazy because like we're more connected now than ever, but I feel also at the same time disconnected more than ever. Just because we're connecting in different ways that are more disingenuous or just different than the way it used to be, where you just go to the park and meet random kids and then you'd hang out and have fun. So, um,
100%. 100%.
yeah, no, that's really cool. So, your commissions are open. And Pride, I figured out. So if you scan this QR code,
Actually,
it
you
will.
should just pass all that, pass all that, pass all
Oh,
that.
oh,
Oh,
oh, go,
pass
go,
all
go,
that?
go,
Okay.
go. Yeah, you did not see this. Yeah. Oh, yeah, not. Well, real quick.
Oh
Oh,
my.
oh gosh.
Yeah, you can go back a
We
couple,
we are
but not
frazzled.
just not that one.
Okay.
Okay,
Just
that's completely fair then. Okay,
all
sorry
of
about that.
all of that has to be paused. I had to pause everything because
Oh,
there's so many people daily
Yeah,
from Instagram, Facebook, email. I'm getting phone calls from people, like text messages that I just like, how do you have my number? I have no idea how you have my
we.
number.
Wow.
So I had to
Tyler.
like pause everything. I said that even told I told CSA as well. It's like I need to pause, I need to breathe,
Yeah.
I need to figure out what my steps are that are comfortable to
Yeah,
me so it doesn't become too overwhelming to
Oops.
do any of this. Because at the end of the day, people are in love with this book and I want to keep making the book. And if I keep
yeah,
down the path of just going money, 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 look, people want to, I'm the belle of the ball. People want to buy me stuff and I want to make money.
yeah,
Then I lose focus of the real reason why I sat there and went, I'm going to go work 4 months for myself and let nobody know anything that I'm doing and lose money to make this comic. I need to remember that part. Like I did this because that's the important part. So I had to pause everything. So I do apologize right
yeah,
No,
now.
no, no,
Everything
no,
is
no.
paused until I do figure out. I know, but you want to help everybody. You want like
Yeah. Sorry.
everybody wants a drawing, everybody wants a thing, and you want to. The part of me wants to because that's the amazing
yeah,
part is people care, and I recognize that. But there's so much of it coming at me at the same time
Yeah.
that it's really hard for me to wrap my head around
yeah,
being able to do all of it and maintain Dungeon Crawler Carl. And people say I
true.
want a
Yeah,
shirt and I want a this and da. It's like, well, all of that comes from somewhere. That comes from the pool of resources of my energy. And I got to hang out with my family. I got to help my wife out. I got to be
Yeah.
with my kids. So each one of those things pulls out energy out of the bucket. And
yeah.
so I just have to figure it out first. So I apologize that you had to go past
No,
that.
completely understand.
No,
That's
no,
I
no.
something. Yeah, like you said, that's like not even didn't even think about. Like you said, that people reaching out and having more again that spotlight. That's even brighter now than it was before. And having, like you said, multiple projects you're juggling as well as conventions coming up. And I can't imagine. Like you said, trying to, and it's good you're doing
Yeah.
that because, like you said, it's so easy to fall into a trap. I feel like of doing it and you burn yourself out, and then everything it just gets worse and worse and degrades, and then nobody's getting anything really good from you at that point. So Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
will.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to plug this for you, Brett, because on the that boy Chris P. Whatnot show that we promoted earlier, there are a ton of sketch covers for sale on there with art with
Yeah,
original art by Brett. So if you're wanting a piece
Yeah.
of art by Brett, there's a whole lot of variety there. Go check out that Whatnot show, and you can already pre-bid on those books in the store now. So there is art
Yeah.
available if you're wanting some Brett
I
art.
I do have stuff on my website that's already
Yes,
done and stuff, and I'll be
Yeah.
doing remarks and other things, but those are one to one, right? Those are happening
right,
in
Yeah.
that moment that I've devoted the time to be with Chris or to be at the convention. I feel like, okay, that's that moment I have. If I keep letting it all in all these other ways, that's what eats up all my regular
Yeah.
life moments. And that's when I have to
right.
sort of like, I have to figure out my schedule first before I can just say yes to everybody and say it's open. Everybody I've committed to yes already, that will happen. Do not worry, that will happen. But
Scaring a lot of
that
people.
but that's already like that's my cabin. It's like, okay, everything past that I have to think about. And everybody who is, don't worry, you're going to be taken care of, and be happy because I don't think that my prices are going to be that way anymore.
Yeah.
So
No, completely,
Yep,
completely understandable. Yeah. So if you scan this will take you to Brett's
yep.
site. So you can find that original art that's there. Like Dustin was saying on the Whatnot show, they'll be there. And if you're at the convention at MegaCon, I know you'll probably be bringing, stuff to sell that was pre-done or stuff that was on the site maybe. So
Well,
definitely,
um
definitely,
yeah,
I have lots of artwork, especially in the animation industry. We draw a lot. We do a lot of things. I will have Fairyland pages. I will still have
that's awesome.
covers. I will still have other artwork that I have, and I will be taking commissions during that time. I just have
hmm,
to, I just have to figure out the stuff that people are asking for pre-commissions instead of the way mostly like the guys do it at the cons where they go, I'm going to show up. Here's my list. There's 10 spots. That's it for the day. Because then you can
yeah,
plan doing that for that day,
Yes,
right? If I start
yeah,
taking them now, then I can't take anything there. There's no reason for people to show up. So I just have to manage that stuff. And again, it's all these little things that you don't realize you're going to have to think about.
yep,
yeah.
yep.
Until
You got to start
suddenly
thinking
it's
about it.
all just
Yeah.
happening at once, like you said. And especially coming back from vacation, it's like, okay, like I'm just trying to get my bearings of getting back into the swing of things. So no,
It's
completely
been
understandable.
one
So
week and I'm doing the
Yeah.
second printing and I'm doing extra things and I'm
Oh
doing
yeah, all kinds of
it's
stuff.
just been one week.
yeah,
It's I
Well,
assume that it's going to start dying down
no,
actually.
no, no, no. It's going to keep
No, no,
going
no.
up, man.
And I'm not trying to be
yeah,
like pretend like but I feel like that energy that happened in the first week, now we have the second one and people can start
Yeah,
concentrating on New Comic Book Week on this Wednesday and then next Wednesday. Like I feel like that extreme surge of FOMO and right then right there dopamine hit
yeah.
is subsiding a little bit. So hopefully it just kind of like
for your
finishes.
more so for your sake. It's like again, I like to give you that breathing room to be able to then, because again, like that's the thing is like. You have to have the energy and stuff at the time to be able to make the thing that people are craving and wanting and going crazy for. So it's being able to give you that back, that space and time. So
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
completely understandable.
And I shared this with
I
the
love it
group,
all.
Brett, but there was a reason. Last July 3rd, we were driving to a fireworks show in a neighboring town, and I pulled over at a gas station, and my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I got to message Brett Bean," and I was like, "Can I get a dork commission?" I was like, "This July," and because I thought this is good. There's going to be so many requests for this when this book comes out that I wanted to try to get in early. So, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's an awesome commission. I'm hiding it with my big head, but yeah, I am so glad this success is hitting you, and I'm hoping it doesn't die down. I'm hoping it just keeps on going, man.
I appreciate it. I can't, this is way beyond my expectations, so I can't fathom any more than the amazingness that has already
Mhm.
happened. So it just kind of feels like, oh, it really is just, yeah, it's my mind is already blown. I don't think you can blow it more. It's just,
We're trying. We're trying.
yeah,
Until there's nothing left. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you can only be so flabbergasted. I like that word.
Yeah.
Flabbergasted
I
is
like
good.
that. That's a
it's a
good one.
fun word. That's a great
Yeah.
word.
Yep. It's
Well,
that. Yeah.
I
I,
skipped ahead a little bit too quickly, but it is giveaway time. The
yeah.
thing that
Woo!
people have been waiting for, the thing people hit
far
sign.
too long. I am sorry. Oh my gosh, almost going to be 2.5 hours talking to me. I'm so sorry, everybody, for listening to my voice for this long.
I've loved this. This has been
No,
great.
yeah, again, like
Awesome.
we the collective love it. We more so just always want to make sure that you love it and enjoy it and stuff. But
Yeah,
I really
absolutely.
love when I saw Dustin had this idea. I absolutely love this idea of normally we'll have a question or something like that, but getting people to take a photo of their copies of Dork at their local comic store was just such a great idea, and definitely
Well, thank you.
something I want to like implement into the show in the future. So
Yeah, to
Well,
support
did somebody
Dork
get
and to
the
support.
poster? Nice.
Yeah,
Good
someone
to
grabbed the
yeah,
poster
yeah,
too. That
I
was
was
awesome.
so
Good
jealous. I was like,
snag.
man, I wish.
Good
Yeah,
snag.
but to support Dork and support local comic shops, that's what we're all about.
Yes,
So yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome. That's a really cool idea. Good job, guys.
thank you. Yeah, all Dustin credit goes to him. So
Oh no.
All right.
We're
Screw
all
you,
team.
Tyler.
We're all team. Tyler posted
that's
the
what I'm looking for. That's what I want.
Tyler did such a great job, and then
Want you to like
I
it.
want you to hate. We have
Yeah.
this running gag where Jorge Corona hates us.
Oh yeah,
I think
Jorge's
that's who
he's our
started
arch
it. And it's
nemesis.
like he doesn't know anything about us. He did,
No,
why would he know? So.
he's maybe watching Brett though, and he may see this now. So
Oh
we,
yeah,
we could be hurting.
That's great.
Yeah, I just had to keep adding slides too because people just kept on submitting, and some of them just had the book and had like their people had receipts and everything. I mean, they have no idea what the prize is either. They just love Dork and they wanted anything Dork related. So
That's awesome.
the next slide is
Now, let's say my favorite,
yeah,
and I wish
yeah,
I would have blown
go
up this top right because it goes in tandem with it. But
yeah,
yeah, she pre-ordered, so she's good. But we're out of Dork because Dustin asked if they were out of Dork to hold up a sign instead and take a
yeah.
picture with that. So I didn't think anybody was going to actually do it. To see somebody actually do that was really funny.
That's
So
great.
yeah.
That's great. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad for all the retailers that it's successful for them. And I remember that when I was a kid, man, I would go in every single week after my paper route. I would go into that comic shop and man, it was one of my favorite experiences is to go in there and do that. I still do it. I just went there today, and yeah, I love it. So it's great to see. So
Well, I will give a shout out to Chiefs Comics here in Glasgow, and they've got a shop over in Bowling Green, Kentucky as well. About 3 or 4 of those pictures there were from their customers, and a couple of them were from the owners, and they bought into the comic. They were so excited about Dork. They were telling people as they walked in. One of the ash cans I got from you from the Whatnot show last year, I gave them the ash can. And
okay.
they were kind enough to save they had ordered one of the last blanks, and I picked it up today. But it was like, these blanks are going for more, the ash cans are going for more, so everybody wins. But they're a great comic shop, so I just wanted to give them a shout out too.
That's great.
Yeah. No, super cool. But the question that was on everyone's mind, what's the prize? Because we didn't. I told this was when I will take. I was like, don't tell people what it is, because like I want people to come in. Just not necessarily for a prize, but just any specific reason, just to come and watch you and talk about Dork and stuff. But yeah, it's absolute Batman. We should just throw your drawing in too for the fun of it.
Stop that, man! Absolute Batman is a great one. I just got volume 2 today. That was one of my pickups.
Yeah,
volume 2.
Yeah.
So.
This weekend, the stuff with Bane was just so. I was talking with somebody about it, like what I love about it is just that how it just kind of goes back to what I love about comics is like how out there they were. Like it wasn't. I think like it's gotten too confined in like rules or things we've made up. It's like no, Bane's the size of a freaking football stadium, and that's amazing, and it doesn't have to make sense. It's just dope as hell to read. So. Yeah. But anyways,
without further ado, this is remarked.
It is the remarked ash can. So Dustin was able to grab one of these from your store, and so yeah, Dustin was super kind enough to be able to drop this for the giveaway. So we'll be doing a wheel spin. We put all 55 names into the wheel, and we'll be giving it a spin. So I've got to figure out because like I said,
oh my gosh, I'm so nervous and it has nothing to do with me. I'm so nervous.
Check out the wheel, man. Tyler outdid himself on the wheel.
The
wheel of Dork.
What's cool is you put in the logo and then it pulls the colors from like the image, so like it just automatically fills this stuff. Man. But yeah, I was like, oh, I got to get the dork wheel going here. Yeah, 55 names. I've got them in. I shuffled them beforehand, but I'm going to shuffle them again just to make,
Well,
again.
how many times you want to shuffle,
all-
Brett? Brett, how many times you
Yeah.
want to shuffle so it can be on you?
No, it's not on me.
Be on you.
No, this
Yeah,
is your thing.
This is
I'm
Dustin, yeah.
so
Right.
nervous right now. I
That's
actually
it.
want to turn you off. I want to take the red pill. Red pill.
I'm out. I'm ejecting.
Yeah, a lot of people's about to turn off here in a second, so I have a feeling. So let's give 5 more times, Tyler. 5 more
1,
times.
2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
Okay.
I'm clicking it. I'm not even going to count down or anything. I'm just going to click it. So,
And the winner is.
alrighty.
Oh no, who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Wow, that was like by the hair too. Jonathan Fraser.
Jonathan Frazier.
Jonathan Fraser. Okay, I will contact you via Facebook and get your information to send over to Brett, and we will get her sent out.
You do not
So,
win, Skeff.
No,
Bearded cockroach. Get out of here.
it's
It's gonna stick. I'm telling you, it's gonna stick, Skeff. And I'm really
like it.
sorry about that.
I love it. Yeah.
so
This is
thanks
okay,
for but everyone that I talked into going out
Oh,
and
crap,
picking up a
I'm
book
dying.
that day. I mean, you're a win because you picked up a book for $4 that now is a $75 book, and it's an awesome book to read. So nobody be mad at me, please.
I hope not.
Yeah, be mad
gonna
at
be mad
Tyler.
at you.
Yeah, no,
Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, I'll take the heat. Yeah, it's all right. You can throw it my way. So
no,
You know
no.
what?
It's
You can. Yeah, I'll take some too. It's like
Yeah.
50-50. I can take some heat.
I
It's fine.
love this. Yeah, we're
Yeah, I'll take some.
yes,
again, I think, like you said, I like looking at the pot. Like there's heat, and it's just because again, like people just want to read it. So again, hopefully, like you said, I like that your emphasis on the second printing is that
yes.
it's the second printing for a
That's
reason.
great.
Those exist because they want to print it again for people who wanted to read it and missed out the first time, not because of any financial reasons or whatever. Like it's just like, hey, let's get more out there. Let's get this into more
Yeah.
hands, and that's what it's all about. So
Yeah, it's definitely the most important part. So as long as
Absolutely.
people like it, yeah.
a reader over $1. I like that. I'm gonna like steal that for like future. I don't know what. I don't have any reason to use that, but I just really like that a lot. So
Yeah.
Hey, it's 2.5 hours.
time.
Brett. You don't have to feel bad now.
2.5
This is-
You don't
hours.
have to get-
I don't have to feel. I did my
Yeah.
stuff. I can go eat dinner now.
eject your for
We've held on to you long enough, so we graciously let you bow out. We greatly appreciate your time. Seriously, like you said, it coming onto the show. I know you had
Absolutely.
already you had agreed to it and stuff, but again, your time is valuable. It's the first week
Yes.
back from vacation. There's chaos happening, so for you to give us your time is it means a lot to us. So
It means a lot to me. You guys have been early supporters, and you want to hang on to the people that believed in you way before all this stuff. So I appreciate both of you being fans, and also both of your support in more ways than one with the artwork too, because you helped me stay afloat financing all of this stuff before it ever came out and all kind of stuff. It's a crazy world trying to make comics, and so
Yeah.
so by all means, I appreciate you. So thank you.
no, of course,
thank you,
yeah,
Brett.
happy to. So yeah.
So
Thank you
when you
for
when you come back in a couple of weeks, Brett, we'll make sure No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, hopefully someday, but not in a few weeks. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll at
Yeah.
least do our yearly meet.
Yeah,
and greet.
yeah,
Well,
don't forget.
We'll definitely do our year. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna forget. Don't worry
Yeah.
about
What you
DNT.
gonna say?
that. The DTs.
Yeah, don't forget.
Don't forget the little guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Breakfast Club, man. Breakfast Club. So
All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Thanks for
Thank
sticking
you so
around.
much.
Thank you.
Sorry for the 2.5 hours of me talking.
oh
No, love
pleasure.
it.
Absolute
Good.
pleasure.
No apologies. All
All
right,
right.
take
talk
care,
to you
Brett.
later. See ya.
See you.
Yeah, Skeff, and he would be rightful to do so.
Yeah.
especially
Oh
with
my
us.
goodness. Yeah,
So-
cockroach, bearded
I-
cockroach. That's what it was. So,
So kick
and,
from studio.
and there we go. Okay, I was gonna say remove.
Yeah, kick guest.
All
Okay.
right.
I've never kicked a guest out of the studio. That would
I know.
Weird.
Yeah, it feels
took
feels
the-
a
he
little
took the red
dirty.
pill.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we now time to get back to single digit viewers, what we're comfortable with. So we've been outside our comfort zone for a little bit. So
Just down to the
Yeah.
silly stuff now.
Yeah.
Nothing,
So,
nothing.
all right, for anybody that's stuck around with us, thank you for watching the Brett Bean hour,
Yes.
2 hour show. This is a segment we started doing, just picking out some of our favorite things for the week. You can chime in what's your favorite things in the comments. My favorite things for the week. If anybody hasn't seen episode 4 of Night of the Seven Kingdoms,
Yes.
please earmuffs.
Well, if you
best.
haven't, oh, gotcha for the spoiler. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I won't give any big spoilers. I will just say it's the best Game of Thrones TV series show I've seen probably in since season 5 of Game of Thrones. It was
And
so
I'll,
good.
yeah, and I'll preface with saying that it's the best because it's so different, but
Yes.
also still similar to what Game of Thrones is. Like it's such a fun show. Um,
Oh,
so
thank
yeah,
you.
I mean,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
oh,
Thank you.
thank you. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
thank you. Appreciate that. So yeah,
But
yeah. If you haven't watched the show, again, they show you within like the first like 10 minutes of the first episode of like what this show, the feeling you're gonna get. Like it's like okay, this is a
yes.
little bit different than what we're used to, but I mean, the actors are just so good. The writing is so good. I like that it's yeah, Egg and Dunk's relationship is just
It's
so
perfect.
fun.
Perfectly
Um,
cast too. The
yeah.
actors in this all around are just great.
It's
The,
I don't know if you're watching because I had forgotten until like episode 3 that HBO does their after episode stuff of like talking about the episode you just watched, and then they give you the preview for the next episode. The main actor
yes.
there, he talk like because normally you get the accent switch or something like that, but like
Yeah.
he talks. I literally feel like he's
He's
just
done.
the actual character pretending to be an actor, like he's just in the embodiment of his character. So yeah, and it feels focused more on characters rather than politics and violence. And again, it's also smaller scale, which is nice. Like something that like again, I feel like can kind of be an issue with comics and stuff, or movies or TV shows where like the issues get too big, everything gets kind of
Yes.
too blown out, where you kind of forget the little guy, or you forget the common folk and stuff or whatever. So this deals with it in such a great way. So
The
yeah, I'm
only
super
the,
excited for the series.
the only gripe I had, it's 6 episodes, but they could have made 4 episodes. So because the shows are so quick that
Mm.
just when this one was getting amped up to like the nth amount, they like, all right, you saw the credit, you saw the names, the executive producer, and I'm like, oh man, you got to wait till next week. But that's also a sign of a great show to make you get so caught up in it that you forget that it's about to go off.
Yeah, you don't have to keep track of what's happening in 4 different countries exactly.
Yeah, and how they travel, within 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Just the pacing is perfect so far for it, and the acting
yeah.
is spot on, and just it's really good. They could sink it the last 2 episodes, but
Yeah.
I've got really high hopes for this
Well,
one.
again,
It's really
and
good.
that's what I hate too is like there's so many people, and I know a few of them who are friends or even spouses who were so spurred by the Game of Thrones ending or so burned on it,
Yeah.
and I totally understand it. But again, like it's one of those things where like it's the journey, not the destination. Like, yes, I want the destination, the end goal to be fun and to land it. But again, you can't discount the 3 or 4 seasons we had of Game of Thrones. It was like the pinnacle of TV show. Like everybody
Yes.
at work talked
I,
about it. You go to work and like, man, did you see the episode? Like, I can't believe that happened and stuff. And I want to go back at some point and watch it because it's so good. But yeah, just
Fritz
if
is
you're
fine.
on
Yeah.
if you're on the fence like that, just watch it. Just get like there's nothing that you can lose by watching and giving it a chance. Just because it has a Game of Thrones name doesn't
Yes.
mean that it's the same people, it's the same showrunners. Like there's different people involved, different creative minds, and I think they're onto something really good that I think could again, not saying for the destination, but it's just really great. So
Absolutely.
yeah, great choice. So
Well, thank you. I was going to just do art for Dodger season 2, which is a show that's set in Australia. Uh,
yeah,
Season 1 was really good. They left on a cliffhanger. I did not think it was going to get renewed, but it has been
yeah.
renewed, and the whole season is out on Hulu now. But
Oh, it's the whole season because I looked
yeah, they
at it and I
dumped them
was like,
all.
because I work on the slides, I saw this and I was like, oh, that was Dustin's favorite thing. So I think I remember season 1 when it came out, but I didn't watch it. But yeah,
It was, it's
it's
not.
on my list, as I like to say. So
Oh well, I guarantee you'll like it. It's not great. It's not like going to be one that you're like going to go back and rewatch. But for this week, there's not a whole lot on right now that I'm watching, and I saw this one, and I really like the actors in it, and it started season 2 kicked off with Blur song 2 playing,
mm,
and he's like, "You got me." That's
yeah,
yeah, it's a gimmick, but it yeah, I'm a sucker for that. Yeah,
yeah. No,
so
completely understandable. Yeah, I mean, it seems that again, I like the cast.
yeah,
It's funny. Yeah, speaking of the kid from Maze
yeah.
Runner and of course Lupin,
L-
Harry Potter. Yeah, I mean, all
Love
kinds of stuff.
Actually, Love Actually, the little boy from
Yeah,
And from Game of Thrones. Speaking of Game of
yeah. I
Thrones,
was gonna say Game of Thrones as well. Yeah, speaking of that connection. So yeah, no, I mean, and that's what I like about this is like again, kind of discovering some stuff too. Whichever depending on like what our favorite stuff is. So
yeah. And I don't think I saw your favorite things. What was your?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I posted them like super last minute and stuff. So, um, again, I'm no Brett Bean. But you know, I work in the game industry,
Too
and so,
modest.
um, you know, I work at Sunblink. We make Hello Kitty Island Adventure for Apple Arcade and stuff like that. So it's a really fun game. I really love the project. I've been working on it for 4 years now. So, last semester for their college, you know, like last year at some point, I went to my old college and gave a presentation on, you know, just um, my journey through the industry and like how I got to where I am now working on this game and stuff. And I guess people liked this. The students liked our presentation and thought it was fun. So they invited us back. Unfortunately, Alexis couldn't make it. She had the flu, but I was able to make it for their career services event. And so this is an event where they bring industry professionals, and it's just to make connections. It's just to be able to get the kids comfortable talking with, and I don't want to say kids, but the students comfortable talking with people who are in the industry and stuff. So I love talking. As anybody knows me knows, I love talking. So
I'm trying to see all the
I was able
pictures.
to thankfully go out. I had my little setup here with our company logo, the Sunblink, and so I had the laptop with their website. I had the game up that you could play. If not very many people did, I thought they definitely should have. And then yeah, that big box there was from work. I didn't get a great picture of it, but we had pictures taken of the event that I'm hoping I can share at some point. But work was incredibly kind, and because I asked way too late, they overnighted me a box of goodies to hand out. So I had some Blink hoodies, I had multiple copies of the game. And so as you know, students came up to me and talked, you know, I would hand out a sticker, I'd hand out a game, and that was really cool to be able to just like, you know, somebody who hadn't played the game yet, or somebody, you know, knew about Hello Kitty but didn't know about the game, you know, stuff like that. So
That's really
it was
awesome,
fun. It was
man.
really cool. I got there at 11 and set up, and I got to quickly eat lunch. And the event started at noon. It ended at 5, and I didn't leave that chair except for a 2-minute bathroom break. Other than that, I was constantly talking to students. My table was like one of the busiest. I was underprepared, like how I talked with students before, but I was underprepared with how many people would want to come up and talk, you know, and it's game art majors, it's computer animation, stuff like that. So kind of like Brett, it's very weird because it's 10 years ago that I graduated from college. So to be back now on the other side, and I remember going up to people who visited and being able to talk to them and get inspired and stuff. So it's humbling, and it's very cool to be able to do that myself, because I really love helping people. Like I really like being able to give somebody an answer, or like to walk somebody through something, or just, I don't know, just do whatever, you know, like Brett, I'm sure it's like where if somebody has questions and like I can help give them an answer that maybe helps them figure out something, like to continue to do art. Cause that's the thing, you know, the end goal is being able to, provide for somebody, maybe hopefully what I was provided for as a student at the school. So super cool. It was super tiring. Like I didn't get back to like 8 o'clock at night or something. It was like a 2-hour drive generally, but traffic was horrendous. But would definitely look to do this again. I'm hoping I get to go back to the college. It's cool being, you know, close enough to where I can kind of do stuff like this. And on a less, you know, serious note, a little bit more fun note, Hijack. Hijack season 2 has been out for a while, but we finally started because my sister-in-law and I watched this. Excuse me. Love season 1. Thought it was super fun. Idris Elba is really fun. Episode 1 was really interesting. I was like, how are we gonna take this? You know, is it just the joke that like he just keeps getting on things that are hijacked, you know, and stuff. And I won't say anything, but the episode 1 was really good and really intriguing and pulled me in, and I really liked the story they set up and everything. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to catching up on this one as well. And then it looks like, oh, that's weird. It looks like there's something behind. Oh, that's right.
Oh gosh.
K-pop Demon Hunters. Again, I can't go a week without
Oh
mentioning
my
K-pop
goodness. The
Demon
streak
Hunters.
continues. The streak
The
continues,
voice
folks.
actor for Zoe, one of the K-pop Demon Hunters herself, Ji Young Yu, she is going to be at MegaCon. I was hoping for announcements like this. I didn't know with how, how this would work out, but 100% I hope the other 2 K-pop Demon Hunters appear as well. No, you didn't miss it. I wouldn't let our fan base miss
Gotta
out on
keep it
K-pop
going.
Demon
Gotta
Hunters.
keep it going. It's gonna be a sad
that's what
day.
the people crave. That's what they want.
Yeah, they waited 2.5 hours of Brett to get to this slide here. So
Exactly. Yeah. I was hoping to show Brett, totally understandable. We'll talk about it later. I'll send it to him and he'll be like, that's great.
yeah,
Why are you messaging me? I do know about it's April 18th, I think, is when those exclusive vinyls release.
Oh,
The
cool.
covers for both the girls and Huntrix and for Saja Boys is absolutely fantastic. So yes, she was the one with the popcorn eyes, which is now an emote in Fortnite, but that I talked about last week. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Dude,
love me some K-pop Demon Hunters. So
and as,
yeah,
as we talked about last week, I recommend going back and checking out that episode with Mel and Chris on there because that was a fascinating.
yes,
Just
yeah, he's yeah. I mean, again, talk about the one of the nicest people in the world. Like, and Chris was saying that too, and it's like we'd only just
no
met him the
lies.
one time, and that was enough to know, like, yeah, wow, holy cow, like this is an incredibly nice and genuine person who is making art and stuff. So
And he
yeah.
was announced today or yesterday for Animation Y'all down in Tennessee, the Bancroft's festival in
Yes.
April.
Yeah.
So I didn't put it in the slides whenever
I was gonna say,
did
yeah,
the
we have
art,
that coming up with Artist Alley here, but yeah, we
but
didn't get that one. But yeah, Jamie Jones, again, we keep promoting Jamie Jones. He's still taking commissions, I believe. He'll be at OAX February 20th to the 22nd, which is quickly coming up and is crazy.
yes, 9 days.
Yeah, 9 days. So yeah, you can still commission list. I think it's still open.
It is
So
as of this afternoon. It was open. I checked
as of
before.
this afternoon. So
Yeah.
again, there are the prices, there are the options and stuff. Again, if you can get a commission, I love that Eat More Chicken. Just like again, like somebody
Yeah.
asked. There's also Daniel Warren Johnson. You said that did a cow one, so it's like that seems to
David
be
Finch. David Finch.
or David
did one
Finch. Sorry,
for his
thank you,
Monday
David
Night
Finch.
Draws. Yeah, he did.
That was
one.
it. Yeah. So
And the
lots
Spider
of
Man's available.
Cyclops.
I think the Spider Man is going to be available at the show.
Oh,
so
is that
anybody's
one of
in
the
there-
one? Because he was doing a few
Yeah.
of those pre ones for the 5x7 single character, which again I love that too. I just
Such a
love
great concept.
just his style. Yeah, it's just so great. So yeah, OAX is going to be such a blast. This is our first time going for Dustin and I and Seth as
Yep.
well. Oh, there you go. Chris is in the comments now. More announcements soon as a couple of days ago for Mel. So super
Sweet.
cool to hear. I don't know why I totally forgot that Chris would be because he was saying he was looking
Yeah.
forward to the Brett Bean show. So,
No, I love it. He's been on. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the same kind of commission as what we got in the group if you picked up one. So
Yes.
Yeah.
So definitely support Jamie.
yes, yeah, get Jamie. Year 3. Yeah, I'm super. I wish I should have gone last year, and I debated it, and then I didn't end up going. But especially being in near Orlando and stuff, I'm like, that's an easy show to get to. So, but Mel, yeah, NostalgiaCon, we had this one up, Salt Lake City, Utah, March 13th to the 14th. Yeah, that'll be a super cool one. Planet Comic Con, he's appearing with Chris. That's Kansas City, March 27th to the 29th. Yeah, I came in for my Mel sketch. Yeah, that's Mel's stuff.
Rocket Raccoons. Well,
Yeah.
Jerry
Oh
went
yeah.
last week.
The sketch. The giveaway. So or like random. It wasn't even a giveaway. It was just like a random. Like hey, I'll do this. So
Yeah, he said, Chris, ask a question, and whoever answers it.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is just it was such a wild
kind.
moment. Oh, go ahead. Are you gonna?
No. I was going. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I was just
gotcha.
breathing.
Oh no. You're fine.
Sorry.
But yeah, speaking of his sketches, so again, his commission list is now open at thatboychrisp.com. You can scan that QR code; it'll take you right there to the website. I have to remind Mel that he offered that on my list for tomorrow.
But I think they're going to shut this off 3 weeks before Planet, so you have.
Yeah, I was going to say this will be closing pretty soon. I think it was like 2 weeks then or something. Like a week.
Can you go back one slide? What date's Planet? Just to make sure I don't want to.
March.
So about
27th. So.
Approximately first week of March, it looks like it'll be closing out.
So yeah, definitely. Again, just like with Brett was saying, like again, Mel doesn't open up very often, especially outside of conventions and stuff. So if you're able to, get a commission, then yeah, definitely now is the time. So yeah, same as C2E2. Yeah, March 6th. There we go. Is the cutoff from Chris. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. So there you go, March 6th. So you've got some time, but again, sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So
yeah, February's only 28 days. So come on, people.
Exactly. Get a move on. So and then like you were saying, Dustin, the y'all convention that was announced, and then Chris was saying that there's some more stuff as well. So
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll try to get
Lots
those
of
out.
lots of good stuff coming up. Any new items in your collection this week? I'll let you go
Yeah, I've just
first.
got a couple. Now, the one I talked about, got picked up from Chiefs Comics today.
Ah, very nice. Yes, the blank
So
cover.
this was going to have either a Brett Bean uh, Dork commission or a Brett Booth Dork commission. I haven't decided which one I'm going to hit yet. So.
Yeah.
And
Ah, yeah, the Wade
I picked
Wilson.
those up
I
today.
love that.
And
Yeah.
then this came in the mail. I showed you and Seth, but
Oh,
yeah, the David
so good.
Finch Spider-Man.
Mm,
So, all right, that's all I
that's
got this
great.
week.
Hey, I'm gonna pinch that Finch from you. So
Oh,
keep it on the low. Keep it
I
on
like it.
lockdown. So
Okay, I'll try
thank
to
you,
hide it.
Jerry. Appreciate you sticking with us. Everyone who's stuck with us
Safe,
this far.
safe
Um,
travels tomorrow. He's got 11-hour drive tomorrow. Jerry said earlier, so safe
oh
travels.
wow, yeah. Safe travels. Yeah, get some rest.
Yes, sir.
That's
Thank you, Jerry.
hard. That's beautiful, Dustin.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ooh, Finch. Yeah, that's such a great piece. So
Yeah.
yeah, very cool. Line myself up. Mine's mainly just comics. So I got I just got this today. So I got my Jay Gonzo
Such a cool
cover
cover.
from Presto's. So
Yep.
yeah, such a cool, fun, colorful variant. I just such a fun. Yeah, and I got I don't think I'd order, or maybe I'd ordered from Presto's before, but I got their sticker in the back. And then I got all, I guess I'll call it the other ones. I got my pack with Chrissy Zulos, which was super cute. Again, just the way her interpretation, of chicken and the shield and everything is super cute. So,
And that's that's from White Dog Comics. I think the Zulo variant is still available there if anybody wants to go pick
yes,
up.
yep, yeah,
Zulo
still
Omega.
available. So,
Yeah, Zulo Omega.
yeah, and that was a pack. So I got, of course, like the other variant. This was the first one I had gotten, but yeah, I got my some of my other variants in, and then of course I can call out. I got my Chris that boy Chris comic in as well. So
Such a
very
cool
grateful,
concept.
yeah, to be able to add that one too, and then have Chris on the show with Mel. And then the rest of it's just like you said, it was that pack. So I got the doubles now of most of them except the sketch one. But that was just again to get the Chrissy Zulo, and then just in case for whatever reason my LCS wasn't able to pick up copies for me. But thankfully my comic store came through and they pulled every single one. So yeah, don't pinch his Finch. Yeah, I was like it was I knew what I was saying when I said it. So
always
but I guess you could pinch Breast Bean when he's on.
My gosh. We almost made it.
Yes, I've got them all. Yes, I'm still waiting on Mel. So
Mel,
I'm really nervous about that one because I mean I guess it's fine saying this, but it's a claim thing. So like you pay and then you get into the group, and then it's a claim thing. So they send out a link and you have to claim it. So I'm like, oh my goodness, like especially with everything blowing up, I'm hoping I'm able to get Mel's cover, and it's just because it's just so cool. I love what he did as well. Yeah. So
are you getting the second print slabulous cover, the foil one? Are you going to go down the
that I saw something about a foil and then I meant to look for it, and like I think I was working on the slides and stuff, and I completely spaced until just now. So I mean, if I can get it, I'll get every cover I can for this first issue. So
thank you, Britton.
Oh yeah, the Papa Bean. Oh, you should have held your tongue. No, I definitely, yeah. If I would have remembered that, claim is for everyone.
That's like the only way out is in.
Gotcha. Okay, I see now. Cool. Well, that makes me the concern is no longer there, thankfully. So very cool.
Good. That's good. Okay. Very well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. So that makes sense. Yeah, then to cover and stuff. So, so yeah, stuff coming out. I said breaking news was a little bit ago, but yeah, this homage cover to Return of the Jedi. In case for some of the people who missed it.
Yep.
No, this was a fun one. I loved being able to see this and see that.
I got what you meant. Yeah, it took me a second.
Yeah,
that's an inside joke.
I loved it because we were messaging and like I sent this cover and Seth was like, "What is this cover homage?" And I was like, It had
He said,
the image
said,
the poster
he
next
said,
to it.
"Master of the
And Chris was
universe."
like, he was like, I didn't even
Yeah,
slide over. He's like, that's on
that's
me.
funny.
That's
So
totally.
good.
And I laughed so hard. I was like, what? I was like, it's referencing Return of the Jedi. I was like, they
That's good.
put the poster. So
Bless his
yeah,
heart.
swipe
Bless him.
left. Yeah. Now
Bless him.
this is a great cover. This is one that is more a straight homage. But again, I love just the small changes again, like the moon having that famous I Hate Fairyland moon with the deadpan face is great. So yeah,
That's fair, Shane.
Spaceballs the
That's fair.
movie.
It's
So um
closer to the Masters of the Universe.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we've got that one, the reveal of that.
Oh
This was a
yeah,
big reveal. Skottie to attend Denver Fan Expo, May 28th to the 31st. Really cool to see it up there with
4
Simon
days.
Bisley next to him there. But yeah, because we were talking, it's like I don't think Scottie's been to Denver before. And I joke too, since that's where my main office is for work. I was like, oh, I'll go out and visit work and then go to Denver Fan Expo. But yeah.
Work travel.
Yeah, work work trip.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
that
all
boy
for it.
Chris. Yeah, can't wait. Today's release, as we saw with Dustin, Wade Wilson, Deadpool #1. Next week we got Generation X-23 #1, as well as I Hate Fairyland #48. And I also threw in Skottie's cover there. For oh my goodness, yeah, the amount of people who talk about this at work, Casa
Yeah.
Bonita, yeah, it's just insane. And now like it says, the line and stuff and whatnot, are like supposedly, yeah, the weight you have to have to be put on a list or whatever. So yeah, it's crazy.
Oh,
Exactly. It's not
I
just
know.
dinner,
I know.
it's a show.
I want to go. I want to go there.
You want to,
So,
yeah,
I want
let's
to go
just
to
do like a
dinner.
deep dive.
Yeah.
Like, and I think there's like a documentary too she watched on
Yeah.
like the creation of Casa Bonita and like,
The
and I didn't know,
remodeling,
like,
the
and it makes it
renovation.
like how much it meant to them and like how much money they sunk into that place to revitalize it and bring it back up and stuff. Yes, the
Absolutely.
Garbage Pail Kids, and it was
Cover
cool
B.
because yeah, Derek was really excited he got to do that. And the more profane variant has the sticker around it, which I thought was really cool, cutting that out. So that's a fun one. And then also it dropped, and I have blanked. I should have looked at this before posting.
I'm looking right now.
I believe it's still available.
I think so
But
too.
it's the Phantom of the Opera Skottie Shop exclusive, limited to 750.
CGC is sold out. The
Okay, so
signed and
CGC
unsigned
is
are
sold
available.
out, but you can still get signed and unsigned. So again, if you've been picking up these covers, which I know I have, I know Dustin has, definitely I already added this one to the collection as well. I love the Universal Monsters movies. Again, that's going back to my dad. That's one of my dad's favorite series of films. It was just really cool. We got to take him to Universal Epic Universe. And
that's
he got to
cool.
go do the monsters area. So I finally got to show him that and the ride. He loved the ride and just that area and everything. So yeah, it was super fun and get to do that with him. So, and then along with that, I Hate Fairyland book 4, you can get that now. You can get it discounted and signed through, I think it's
Today,
February.
the 11th.
It was
February
today, is
11th.
it? Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
wow.
You have a few more hours left.
So a few more hours, and yeah, an hour and 8 minutes.
It's
by
still
my
$40
count.
right now. It's discounted.
Yeah.
20%. So.
All right, that's not an hour. That's going Eastern. They go Central. So I guess maybe you get a little bit longer. I don't know. Flex issues 11 through 20. We don't talk about Central Time. We don't care about Central Time.
Nobody wants that. And this is Brett's run. This is Brett's the conclusion of his run. So
it's the conclusion of his run. So it's it's one of those things where the consistency with these books and their look and everything over the years that this comic has been going is honestly like super cool to me, because again, like you'll get a trade paperback that comes out and then the next trade paperback looks completely different and looks misaligned on the shelf and stuff. Like these covers look gorgeous together. I think the hardcovers are like his hardcovers. I mean, I'm biased with I Hate Fairyland, but there's some of my favorite because they're also just super colorful. I love the gold foil that it has on, and then that picture of Gert in the middle there. So super fun to get these, as well as the trade paperback #9 that collects issues 41 through 45, and then you also get the Inoki book plate included with that, which the book plates are also really fun. And I loved seeing the person that shared their framed versions at their house that they had. So
that was really cool.
That was super cool to see. And then you thankfully added this next one. This was dropped.
Well, I was going to say just real quick, the ones to try to push for Derek, for our good buddy Derek. This is, I mean, this one not only contains like the pub crawl, Helicorn, Inoki, the Desert War, and Popeye. So this has got 5 different unique stories in one. So a lot of bang for the buck on this one.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean it's just super fun. Again, both Brett's and Derek's. Again, it's just
absolutely,
it's super cool to be able to get each of their sections and their contributions and everything, or yeah,
right on.
something to check out for sure. So, but yeah, this Web of Venom #1, and then again the original. Are you saying this the art's going to be in April 8th? Is that what it is, or
Oh no,
the
the
comic? Okay,
book.
the book.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
just wanted to make sure.
yeah. Sorry, no, no, no.
No. I figured. Yeah, I just wanted to make the double check. But yeah, I this is a fun one. I don't know. Again, just seeing
Yeah,
Venom in such a silly pose and in the Spidey outfit and stuff. Yeah, it's super fun. So
yeah.
and then up next preview. So the
Oh,
Skottie Talk guest catalog. So
what's coming up?
coming up next, we've got Maxi coming on March 11th. He's the current artist for Lost Fantasy. He's the artist on the Kickstarter project Mad Dog Morgan, which you can still, I believe, late pledge to that as well. And I should have had a link. I forgot to include that. I backed that. I only backed it, funny enough, because Derek backed it. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, the art for this looks incredible. I want to grab this. And now it's funny because now I'm like, I'm going to get a commission from him. He's coming on the show. So I'm like, oh, it just kind of all, works out. But this is OAX auction piece. Just fantastic work. So yeah, super. Oh, that's really cool. He's such a nice guy. Well, that's super awesome to hear. I mean, that's what I love too. Like Brett said, when you meet somebody who's not only skilled as an artist, but also skilled in kindness, if you will, and is just like a nice person to talk to. So, oh, awesome. A few pieces. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm super looking forward to. He just posted some of his commission work he started with Cable.
Yep.
That was really cool. So yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing more from that. Yeah, almost as good as Dustin's Absolute Batman.
Almost,
Exactly.
almost.
Yeah,
Come on.
almost.
Let's not get crazy. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy podcast unit. Yeah, that's our job. That's what we're.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
living
it's
the dream.
yeah, it's again, we feel super blessed to be able to even have to mention these people, let alone have them on and have them give their time. Jared Cullum's coming back March 25th. He's bringing his writing buddy, his partner Zach Rosenberg. They're the creative team behind Usagi Yojimbo, Kaido 84 #1. That is a mouthful to say. But yeah, this is looking super awesome. Again, I'm not very familiar with Usagi. I know of it. I've not really read much of it, but I know it's a very, very big, popular brand. So it'll be really cool to see, or like IP, not brand, just to see, the excitement over this and to see the comic come out. So it'll be fun to talk to them again. About this and to be able to bounce off of them, like again, kind of like similar to Brett, how it's feeling leading up to the release. So yeah, Stan trusts them, which that's a big thing. If you got the original creator trusting you to do the right, you're not the right thing, but I would say like what feels right for the character in the series and everything. So the first time that Stan has allowed someone else to do the work on the character. So yeah, that's definitely a big blessing there to be able to do that. So,
and much like getting Brett right after Dork comes out, we're going to be lucky enough to get these guys 2 weeks after this book hits shelves. And Jared, we're asking him to show the art, much like Brett went through and showed the art for issue 1. So, Jared, the painting that he does, he's just an incredible artist. It'll be just as fun watching their show as it was watching Brett's tonight. So I encourage everybody to tune back in. But we've had Jared on before. He was another one that went over 3 hours, I think. But he's a great guy, fun to be on. And Zach, I'm sure he's the writer of the books, and we haven't had him on, but it'll be his first time. But we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and we've already as we alert new or returning guests even or new guests again, like we try to get them that breathing room, so it's like we don't have to go that long because again time is precious to everybody. Yeah. So. We try to respect that, but there'll still be a lot to talk about. And again, we again make sure that guests know that at any point they can give the cue, the sign, take the red pill, and be able to dip out. But cool, yeah. Zach is also a nice guy. That's awesome. So I appreciate you sharing that. So super looking forward to them.
Well, real quick, no show next week. No show next week.
Yes, I forgot to add that slide. Thank you.
Yeah,
yes.
So we'll be no show next week. but 2 weeks from tonight, good gosh, my February 25th, I guess. Is that 2 weeks from tonight?
Yes, 25th. Yep, 25th is 2 weeks
25th,
from now.
we will be having the reveal of the brackets for the Skottie March Madness Cover Challenge, which is a fun show. If you can go back and watch last year's, Megan was on last year. She's unavailable to be on this year, but we're still looking forward to having everybody show
Yes.
up and see who's going to be playing who in the challenge, and join the Scotty Young Appreciation Group to see what I'm talking about. But it's this, I think it's the 6th or 7th year we've done it, so it's pretty crazy. But looking forward to
Yeah.
that reveal.
That's super cool. Yeah, I mean, it's always a blast to be able to participate, but then also to see the reactions, and also to see the covers that everybody chooses, and what's going up against what, and then some of the stuff where it's kind of like, all right, we kind of figure it would go this way, and some of the stuff that's an upset, and it's like, oh, did not see that one
Yep,
being the overall
voting
pick.
gets wild.
So, yeah,
We have 4 celebrities in this one. Well, 5 if you count Tyler. I count
No,
Tyler, but
I
the
don't
4.
count myself.
Megan has picked a cover. John has picked a cover. Scotty has picked a cover, and good buddy Derek has picked a cover. So we got our 4 celebrities plus Tyler. Tyler's for B.
That's me. I like that. Yeah.
So they will be competing against a bunch of other people from the group. So should be fun.
No, it'll always be fun. So, but yeah, here's 2026 potential fan meetup. Again, we kind of talk about this every episode, but again, just like with OAX, Heroes is gonna get up or approach faster than we imagine it will in the next few months. And so again, we're trying to do another fan meetup. That was really fun to get to do last year. To have people come. Obviously, we were graced with Skottie and Megan's presence. I guess as well as Skeff's, he was there.
B-dubs, baby.
I know, yeah, like we said, yeah, B-dubs again. I don't know. Do we keep it, or do we go somewhere else?
It's debatable. We're working on that behind the scenes.
It's a fun idea, but yeah, maybe somewhere where people can actually get food if they want, because I know that's a bummer to be hungry and hope you can get something, and then it's just not kind of work out. But
I think you could walk down to Chipotle's and bring your food back before
you pretty much could. Yeah, or that really great sandwich place that was there too. I don't remember what it was called. Hotel Bar Lounge. Yeah, instead of just food, just get some
really
drinks.
Crowded there. It's really crowded in the. I mean, when I'm there, else that would be a really good place to have it.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, if you want to be on our show, please message, either myself or Dustin, and we'll make it happen. So, again, we've had Brett on, we've had Derek, but we've also had, people from the group on as well.
Absolutely.
Oh,
you see that breaking news?
Yeah,
I didn't want to interrupt you. But
no, I appreciate it. So I saw you looking and excited, and I was like, "What's happening?" So Mel is officially going to be at Heroes Con. So yeah, he's going to be at the meetup. Don't tell. Yeah. So I was like, as we put it big on the screen. Yeah. So
I love it. Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Hearing about, again, Heroes has Heroes is a place where a lot of artists find to be the home convention, as they call it. Again, it's just so many artists. It's all about artists. It's all about comics. The celebrities there are the comic artists. They're the people who are, making comics in the world of comics. So it's really cool. I wish I'd gone a lot more when I was growing up, again, outside of Charlotte, but I'm glad I've gone now. I'm definitely making it a yearly thing, especially with family still there. It makes it easier to then be able to also see them, which is really cool. And I really appreciate. So it's just such a fun convention, and especially with more good buddies we make on the show. That's and then being able to see them in person. Because it'd be cool to see, Mel, see Chris, stuff like that. So So and same, like I said, same with the show, as I was saying, again, we like our good buddies from the Scottie Young Appreciation Group as well, and talking of that stuff. We've gotten busier with more guests than I ever would have imagined having on the show. Dustin does such a great job of reaching out to people, and they thankfully say yes, and they thankfully come back, like Brett did, especially a week after vacation, and the blow up of Dork, and I'm like, man, I
did not expect that.
And then it gets 2.5 hours, and I'm like, holy cow, dude, you can, thank you. So
such an awesome dude.
Yeah, it means a lot. Again, we do the show not for that, but just to, for ourselves. We started the show for ourselves at Heroes. Funny enough, over chicken tenders. It was a lovely date. But yeah, so we just continue to do it for that reason, and then also, for everybody who watches the show and for the guest and it's just
The love.
for all that stuff. So
Yeah, it's crazy too. As I was driving home today, I knew this show was going to be big just because Brett was on and everybody was tuning for the giveaway and just to hear what he had to say. But I
Yeah.
was I thought back to episode 1 where me and Tyler talked for 45 minutes about Disney attractions that were coming, and I looked up at the viewer count and it said 0 for about 20 minutes, and I didn't care. I didn't care. Most people would have been like, "Oh, we need to wrap it up." We kept talking. You can go back and watch that episode and cringe as much as you want, but we loved it and we still love this. So.
No, or or you shared on your Instagram, like again, like the Mopane worm when you asked, because again we didn't really know Brett, so that was when we first dived into him and his
stuff.
work and stuff, and like we were just trying to figure out who he was, and then this episode we wanted to make all about Dork, as well as Brett, and just again talk to him about it and what he's comfortable sharing or talking about and chatting. So yeah, it's just and then of course like the slides are now again completely different. That's why I wanted to include as soon as we thought about it, like man, I'll just include that first slide because that's literally what it used to look like. Yes, here I can go back to slide 1 there. So yeah, blue screen of death. Yeah, it's the love and the passion we all share for nerd stuff. Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's why we do it. So yeah, super cool to be able to look at that and have them on now. But
well, I will say just before we wrap her up, I'm going to try to shoot some stuff during OAX just to kind of give everybody a feel for it, and we'll put it on our channel. It may not be a lot of us talking or anything. It may just be me walking around the booths, kind of seeing, for anybody that's never been that may want to go next year. I'll try to get a good feel for it. And what did we call it? A clip show? That's what I called it. And somebody else said no, it's just a YouTube show.
Yeah, you're like a bunch of clips put together, so you're like, that's just a video, like, that's just a YouTube,
Grandpa. But yeah, so we won't have a show next week, but I'm going to try to put something out sometime. It may even come after the March Madness show, but I'm going to try to do something so you can see mine, Tyler, and of course Seth's smiling faces at OAX and see some of the art that we picked up there. And I will also say, even though good buddy Derek hasn't been on for the last little bit, he will make a return one day, and we're looking forward to that. I just wanted to plug him and say he's been very busy, tied up. So everybody, Derek hasn't left us. He's still right here.
Yep.
We're still
no,
with
and
him,
it's a good you said because again I've been meaning to add him back to the artist alley because again that's the whole point of that section is just promoting the good buddies that we've had on previously. Just because again we don't want it to just be like a one and done thing. We're like, all right, cool, on to the next guest or whatever. It's like no, we want to keep promoting those people who were gracious enough to give us their time and so that's the least we could do is give back to them in that way and get them as much as Brett disliked the plug, but just plugging it, just getting them out there. Because my thing is like if somebody doesn't know about them, that's the least I could do is like introduce them to that. Yeah, I should have done it. Yeah, MCU will return for Derek. We shouldn't have said that because then we could have done that. Yeah, for the actual announcement of him coming back. But yeah, maybe people
we still will. We still will.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Yeah. So.
And Derek Loffman, for anybody that hasn't ever watched the show and they're like, "Who's Derek?" We're acting like we're supposed to know who Derek is, and we just
we're on a first name basis with Derek Loffman.
I realized that about 2 minutes into us talking about him that I was like, I didn't even say his last name. I don't think so. Good buddy Derek Loffman, the current artist of I Hate Fairyland, friend of the show.
So he will return, but until then, this was a great show. This was a really good. We hit the 3-hour mark. Brett was there for most. He hung in there again. Like
he really did. Trooper.
Again, we understand. Like we get so lost in it.
The skull guy. Yeah, that's Derek.
Yeah, the skull guy. Yeah. So
that's it.
Yeah, we were repping our dork hats. I got a fun new thermal printer, so I can do stickers now. So I quickly got this sticker out and was able to put it on to match Dustin, who surprised me with it. But
sorry.
No, it was fun. It was stressful, but it was fun. It was fun. It all worked out.
That's how we roll. It took the nerves off, took the edge off.
So. Exactly. So thank you everybody who stayed on, and for the past the point, you guys take again, I always get the blue pill and you went down the rabbit hole with us and you stick with us till the end. So we greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, good hang as usual. It's so hard, especially at that show. There was so much conversation that I missed. I'll have to maybe go back in the YouTube and check it out. But until then, thank you everybody for joining us. Stay fresh, live messy, and we'll catch you guys not next week, but in 2 weeks from now for our next show. So Catch y'all later.
Peace.